So wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious V, so don't get her pissed. Jason calls so you spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Yeah, hello and happy Tuesday. Yeah, it is. Welcome to the KVJ show. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Here we go. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Today is the last day of August.
August?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Crazy, huh?
You know how I always remember if it's the 30th or 31st? Do you guys know the knuckle trick? So if
I think I have heard of that, yeah.
you look at your
every
hand,
other, basically.
Yeah, every other. So your first knuckle would be January. There's a bump there. You got 31 days. February would be that ridge right there. You got, obviously February's 28 days, but then you got the knuckle, 31, boom, 30, all through your hand.
He's teaching you something, isn't he?
Yes.
She looks like her brain just
broke my brain. Well,
That was too much to process?
I've got to
I mean, that's something they teach kindergartners, Virginia.
to get to August, I'm going to have to use both hands. I'm going to be like, nah.
Did you see her face?
Yes. She was so confused. I'm like, that's something they teach you in kindergarten.
Well, January, February, March, I'm cool. But we're talking about like September, October, November. You got to use both hands, and I don't know. It's a lot.
I could tell you were legit trying to understand what I was saying to you.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Oh, boy. So, well, there you go. Tune in. You already learned stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, kind
tricks
of.
from kindergarten.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. All right, so yeah, it is the last day, and man, it's crazy, isn't it? Things are just moving along, getting into September and fall and all that kind of good stuff. So, are you guys excited for fall?
Yes, I'm very excited for Halloween for a few reasons. It's the first time since I've been a kid, since I've had a house where I could do legit trick-or-treating with the kids. And we got our KVJ horror movie coming up. It's my favorite time of year, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It is mine as well. Mine mainly for football. But it is a lot of fun. Maybe it's pumpkin spice, you know.
Oh yeah.
Are you that girl? Are you excited about pumpkin spice?
I'm not, but I don't know what. Every single year it gets so much hoopla over it.
They started early this year. I could tell they started early because of my Duncan commercial copies. We're already talking about it.
Well, I think they're feeling it. It's one of those things. It's almost like Christmas. You know, it's something you look forward to, and it's just we all need something to look forward to in life. Honestly, if you don't find something to look forward to, it's what kind of gets you through everything else that is going on. And they ask people, well, how do you feel about pumpkin spice? What if we did this thing year round? And they talk to people, and so far, nearly 50% of all Americans think that the pumpkin spice and other fall flavors should be available all year. And I don't know if that's a good idea, because I think it's like the McRib formula, where it's something you think you want it year-round, but you actually don't want it year-round.
It's fun to have seasonal excitement.
Yeah.
That, if we take that away from ourselves, I think we are going to mess up the algorithm.
Because be honest, pumpkin spice isn't that good that you would drink it in March.
And we live in a time where we get everything right now on demand. We hate waiting. You're right. The magic of looking forward to something and having that, there's magic behind
So watch
that.
what you wish for. You know what? I love Christmas, but imagine if we never ended Christmas.
It's too much, baby.
You should be like, okay, I don't know. I need something different.
That's eating at the Cheesecake Factory for every single meal of your life, and it's too much, baby.
It's good to have, and it's good to be done, and to put it in the rearview mirror, and then you know what? It was just enough. I look forward to it again. It's kind of like, hanging out with family. You know, you look forward to it and you hang out with them for about 48 hours. And after that, let's put it in the rearview mirror. Because, we got to move on to something else. All right. Well, thank you all for being here today. We got the show up on KVJ TV. It's on the WRMF app, and we got more cash codes for you. 6 chances today. We're going to give you a cash code. You put it into the app, and you can win $1,000. Your first app cash code happens at 7 a.m.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, are you excited about the Top Gun sequel, Jbird?
I think you know I am. The Tom Cruise cruise is still ready to happen.
Tom Cruise, they say, was adamant on having Val Kilmer appear as Iceman, and I guess was able to get all this done, even though Kilmer had been diagnosed with throat cancer and has been going under like chemo and radiation and crazy kind of medical stuff. Tom basically came to the producers and said, look, we have to have him.
Yeah.
We have to have him back.
He's right.
If you want me, you better have him. And then so that's how they had to make it happen.
Do the Cobra Kai formula and give the fans what they want.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You have to have him in there, and you can make it a way that works, especially right now. And that documentary that's come out, I don't know if you've seen it, and I have not, but I hear it's beloved, and it makes, if you didn't know Val Kilmer before or love him, you will after this documentary. So that's hitting at the right time. So people are going to be like, oh my gosh, they're going to love seeing him in this movie.
I'm in this grocery store. Val Kilmer's on the magazines by the chocolate.
Yeah, he's beloved right now. So for Tom Cruise to fight for that was the right move.
It sounds like they are trickling out some of the names that are going to be on Dancing with the Stars. We heard about JoJo Siwa. She's going to be the first ever same-sex partner dance team.
Okay.
You also have, I guess, one of the USA gymnast medalist Suni Lee. Is she a gymnast? I don't know what she is.
Okay.
Suni Lee, who is an Olympian. And then also Kenya Moore from The Real Housewives of Atlanta will be joining the cast. And finally here, 2 things that Ben Affleck loves, J-Lo and gambling. And so it's kind of bringing all of his worlds together. He's got a new commercial airing about this sports gambling app that he's promoting.
Okay.
And he put J-Lo's mom in it because she loves gambling too.
Oh, yeah, she does.
So in the new commercial, it's Ben Affleck and J-Lo's mom. I mean, this is just, it's solidifying.
Bet on love.
They're coming together.
Yeah, I guess, J-Lo's mom, Lupe is her name?
Yes.
Lupe Rodriguez is her name. And I guess, Lupe is just a notorious gambler. In fact, there is actually a rumor that she once dropped $2.4 million on the slots at the Borgata Casino in Atlantic City.
At the Borgata?
The slots?
Yeah, the Borgata. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, she once hit a $2.4 million jackpot.
Wow.
On the slot. So she has been an experienced gambler for quite some time.
Yes. And so Ben loves it too, and this is going to be the tie that binds.
I don't know much about slots. If you're doing one of those 2.4 million slot machines, I'm assuming that's what that is. It costs more to play that kind of game, right?
I don't know. It really depends. You can hit big jackpots on all the different denominations.
They do have penny slots, and I think they have like dollar slots. So I think there are. So obviously the jackpots are going to be a little bit different.
Oh man, all this hype and talk about gambling. Gosh, I want to let it ride, y'all.
And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind, Jbird?
So I think it's related to me not being a taste with my taste buds.
Yeah.
I am having the most vivid, I don't want to say sexual because that's not the right word, but
We know what you mean.
deep dreams about food.
Yes, okay.
I started watching Game of Thrones again before bed, and it kind of morphed into my dreams. So I'm in like this weird medieval ancient Game of Thrones kind of setting at this large table, and I'm eating this big chicken leg. This big, just it looks there's all these pies at the table.
Pies galore?
Pies galore.
Pies galore.
Yes, and the apple, with the apple pie, it was so detailed, dripping with caramel It was amazing.
A caramel apple pie?
What?
That's different from a regular apple pie.
That
It
is.
was. These are detailed pies for
That's
dinner
next level pie.
in my dreams. And I woke up kind of almost flustered.
Because it's just
He
not.
felt like he had a sex
Yeah.
dream.
And I'm wondering, because I've really never had a dream quite like that. Is that because I can't taste anything and I'm longing for the things that I'm lusting for?
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's really kind of interesting because with your taste buds in and out after you had the COVID, you're just saying it's just a lot of things are kind of messing with you. Not only your dreams, but you said for some reason Dennys has turned into a sweets junkie where he wasn't before, and now he's having all these delicious treats that you would love to have, and you wish you would have had them with you when you had your taste buds.
I've known Dennys for 12 years now. I've never seen this cat get down on sweets. He's not a sweet guy. He doesn't like
He's a
them.
sweet guy.
He's a sweet guy.
But he's not a sweets guy.
I shouldn't say he doesn't like sweets. He's just not into them. Some people are into sweets, like myself. He's not like that. He had shortcake, strawberry shortcake, and an apple turnover for dinner last night.
Really?
Yes, that's what he had.
Who are you, Dennys?
I know. And is he having sympathy pains? Kind of like, guys have when a woman's pregnant.
So you're the pregnant woman?
I think I'm the pregnant woman. He's having the...
There's a lot going on over there.
There is a lot to unpack.
Hard to keep up with.
I just know that I am dreaming real deep about food.
Okay. Yeah. And it goes on, the saga of
That's
the
all I
taste
got.
buds.
That's all I got.
Okay. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, my sister evacuated from New Orleans to come here because of that hurricane, and they're still here because in New Orleans, they don't expect to get power back for a month.
No way.
The whole city is dark.
No.
The major infrastructure way that they get power into the city fell into the Mississippi River, and they're
Fell
like,
into the river?
it fell in the river.
Oh, geez.
And they're like, we don't know if we're going to have power by Halloween even. They don't even think
That's insane.
They have no idea how long it's
my
going to take.
gosh.
So the whole city is dark.
Yeah.
And they really, my sister does have to go back eventually because she's a nurse.
Yeah.
And right now they've still got the A-team nurses that are there sleeping at the hospital. But she's B-team nurse, and so she might not go back until later in the week. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they'll be here all week, so we're playing tourist. We took them last night out to eat at the Love Street.
Ooh, tell me what you ate, but go slow.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I had duck tacos.
Duck tacos.
You lost me at duck, you got me at taco.
I had shrimp on a stick. Those are fun. We love meat on a stick.
Don't eat the stick.
Yeah.
I had these little grit cakes.
Ooh.
Little grit cakes with shrimps on top of them.
Okay.
Oh, those were good.
Grit cake.
Magnolia had beef. Panda had a chicken sandwich.
You have to go through everybody's.
She'll be here a while.
I do like talking about food.
I do too. I really like hearing what people are eating these days.
Yeah, so I'll be playing tourist all this week. Today we're doing a sunset cruise.
Ooh.
Did you know for just $30 they've got a Pontiki now over there at Love Street, and you can jump on it, pay your $30, and do like an hour-long sunset cruise.
Does it come with a keg or drinks or anything like that?
I'm thinking drinks are probably extra, but you know me, I always am carrying.
Kev, you would love those things. I mean, I know we've been on there for some KVJ events, but when you could just have a couple friends on there, there's one that you can get where they already have a keg ready to go, and I think you can get it stocked too with other drinks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to cost you though.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. What I got on my mind, I am very excited because I get to have a couple boys' nights with my dad. I am going to be going back to Logan. If you missed the news yesterday, unfortunately, my mom lost her battle with COVID, and so we're having her viewing on Thursday, service on Friday, but I'm going to be going up on Thursday. And, I realized that there's some really good college football games, and the reason why I'm a massive college football fan is because of my dad. And I still remember one of my earliest memories is Ohio Stadium, they call it the horseshoe because one end used to be open. It was in a horseshoe shape. And I still remember, I may have been 3 or 4 years old, and I have a vivid memory of this. They used to have a wrought iron gate out there to keep the people who were poor like us out. And
Poor people can climb fences, though.
this
so.
wrought iron gate, I don't think you're getting over, Virginia. It was very tall. It was very challenging, and it was so sharp at the top. I do still vividly remember that when I put my hand down on it. But I remember my dad holding me by the butt up. So I was that small, and I was holding onto the top of the gate to try to look through. And I remember I could see a creek through just a little bit, and I saw these massive football players out there walking. I still remember Ohio State was playing Indiana, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever. It was just so awesome. And since then, I've become, a major college football fan. I loved it. I grew up outside of Columbus, and Ohio State is real big there. And the first game of the year is Thursday night. And so I'm going to be there, and Dad and I are going to pop out of Mom's viewing, and then we're going to run home, get some Pizza Crossing pizza, have a pizza party, and watch some football. And then Friday night after her service, there's some really good football games on Friday night as well. So my dad, texted me yesterday. He's like, I got to tell you, I am so excited for this. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Aw.
And so, it's good with, everything else that's going on with it, that, some really good that's coming out of it. And, I'm excited for that. And hopefully, my mom's not there, but maybe it'll create a new dynamic in my relationship with Dad. So
Yeah, I love it.
Mom always took the front seat, when it came to talking to me and all that kind of stuff. And so I think that dynamic will change, and I think that'll be good. So, there's a little positive to glean from all this.
And through the sadness,
Yeah.
you and your dad will be closer,
Yeah.
and that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
That's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm all ginned up, and it was really awesome to see my dad. He's like, I can't tell you the last time I've been this excited about something.
Will you do me
Yeah.
a favor? Will you take a picture of that pie and send me a pie pic later?
I will do a full recap when I go into Pizza Crossing to get the pizza. I'll make a video of me eating the pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you all that stuff.
Our listeners that delivered the pizza to your mother's nurses,
Yeah.
they made a video too of them enjoying the pizza.
Oh,
Did
that's
they?
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got to send it to you. It's amazing because they did a full review of the Pizza Crossing.
Well, what did they have to say?
The only reason they went was because of you, because
Okay.
for years they've heard you talk on the radio
Yeah.
about the Pizza Crossing. So
Yeah.
when they set up their road trip across this country, they wanted to make sure they went to Pizza Crossing because of you.
Did they like it?
I think they did like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You told me that the Pizza Crossing, they cut it in squares.
Squares, yeah.
I love that. That's a controversial move.
Yeah.
Because I feel I could eat more pizza that way.
Yeah.
And psychologically, I think you do.
It's unlike anything, and I know New Yorkers would hate on all that stuff, but it's Midwestern pizza done that way, and it's a lot like your Camilli's. I know it's very similar in the style on that, and so it's not the authentic, and they're not even trying to be Italian or whatever. It is Midwestern pizza, and how they do it, and it's like I said, growing up, it's all I knew, and so it was the best in the world.
I like a thin pizza. I like a thick pizza. I just like pizza, baby.
Oh, I hear you, man. So it's good. So I'll give you a full review on that. So that's what I got on my mind. I got some random questions for you. What was the first major news story you remember as a child? What stands out?
I think mine was when Elvis bit it.
Yeah, you and I are the same age, and I would agree because I think that happened when you and I were about 7. So we'd have been first, second grade, somewhere around there, and I do have a memory of that.
You old?
Yeah.
Elvis died. What year did Elvis die?
77, the year I was born.
Oh, look at you.
I know.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
All right. So,
Elvis, mine was the Adam Walsh case.
oh, yeah.
The Adam Walsh when he was abducted, because it was first of all, it was local here in South Florida. But
What
then
year?
That was 1981, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's 81. And
So you were 4.
I was 4. That's kind of when I really feel like I absorbed things with good details.
That might be. I mean, it seems like you're almost hitting a mark. You could pretty much just look at the year you were born and add 4 years and then look at the biggest story. And for a lot of people, that probably is going to be what imprints.
Well, I remember because I found out the details of it, and then all of a sudden, for the next 2 years, my breakfast was horrifying because missing children were on the milk looking back at me when I was eating my cereal.
Yeah.
It's kind of ruined it for me.
I can see that. Yeah. Some of the things that people were saying, the Challenger exploding is the first for a lot of people back in the 80s.
That was weird, man, because our teacher couldn't hide their emotion. We knew something was wrong.
Well, the thing that was crazy about it was most schools were watching it
Right.
because you had a teacher on board. I remember it vividly.
So personal.
And I do remember all the TVs in the classrooms were locked into it, and that's what really made it imprint, I think, for especially a lot of kids more than anything else. Because you think of all the launches we have now, nothing had the same kind of drama. Not every classroom was locked in like they were that day.
You are so right about that. There was a lot of hype because she was a teacher, and the kids, the students were excited, and the teachers were excited.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of us really remember that one.
It was very emotional.
Yeah,
Things that are emotional are going to imprint on you, especially at a younger age. Somebody born in 1990 said, I vaguely remember OJ's trial being on the news. And look at that. Born in 1990, you're talking about 94, 95. That's really about it. 4 to 5 is about the age it seems like when you have a massive news story that will imprint on you and you'll remember it for the rest of your life. They said, I still also remember John Benet Ramsey's disappearance.
Oh, yeah.
That's one for a lot of people. A lot of people saying the baby Jessica in the well.
That's another one. I would hold that up there with the Adam Walsh and
What year was that?
The Challenger.
Baby Jessica.
And wasn't that televised too? There was always a news update.
It was, yeah. It was national drama, and so everybody was seeing that.
1987.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. In fact, I've seen she's grown and
I know.
She's 35.
yeah, every now and then they do an update.
Wow.
What's going on with and how just amazing. Isn't it interesting that you have all kinds of deaths and things like that, and there's probably how many kids have probably fallen in a well since then, and it didn't receive the kind of attention that baby Jessica did.
I know.
It's really kind of crazy. Somebody else saying Hurricane Andrew was one of my first.
Yeah, that's scary.
Somebody else on Elian Gonzalez. Remember that story? That was like,
Sure.
about 99, somewhere around there?
Another thing I remember as a kid, and I didn't understand it, but I just always remember seeing Gaddafi on TV, and
Muammar Gaddafi,
and it's scaring me
in the 80s.
Yes, that was always a news story going on, but I didn't quite get it.
They really villainized him
Yes.
in the news, and he was a figure that was menacing, that just looked like the movie kind of bad guy.
Yes,
is how they made him look. A lot of things that people also are putting, the death of Princess Diana.
Yeah, that was big.
I remember that because the Spice Girls were getting ready to go on Saturday Night Live, and then it all went. They went to coverage.
Wow. Okay. Also, the Oklahoma City bombing for a lot of people back in the mid '90s as well. Somebody said, being from Alabama, I remember hearing Paul Bear Bryant had died on the school announcing system. So he was a legendary coach of the University of Alabama and really put that program on the map. And that just goes to show you how big football is in the SEC country.
He died. How did he die?
Of old age.
Oh, okay.
And then they just announced it, but it was, for him, it was, football is God in Alabama.
God, yeah.
And when somebody like that dies, it is an announcement they make on the school announcements. Do they still do that with late-breaking stories? If something's big, do they still make an announcement to the school?
Great question.
Or is that something today where it's like, the kids will find out on the phones or we don't even care about it?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Okay, I'm just kind of curious.
Because I think making an announcement like that, if it's like really emotional, it can get the kids all fired up and charged up, and they kind of want to keep order.
They got to get the safe spaces ready.
Right.
Kids are all fired up enough already.
Is that a concept only the older generation knows about?
Maybe.
Something massive. I mean, my dad has told me, for him, it was the assassination of JFK, and that definitely was announced in his school, and the whole school was like, wait, what? And everybody flipped out.
Well, I wasn't born back then, so I didn't know what was how the country really was. But you see footage of that time, and it looks like everybody was crying and weeping and mourning.
The whole nation, I think it was.
Yeah,
very much
was
that
it
way.
really like that?
I believe so.
Okay.
Honestly, for the most part, from what I can gather. Okay, other random questions here for you. What would you say is your best memory from high school? Is there something that jumps out and imprints from you? I remember just kind of hanging with my friends. We had this one house that kind of like overlooked my town that looked like a castle, and we would go hang out there. Basically, it was a big boys frat house, And so I was at that age, like 16, 17. I remember we just drank and play cards. I'm like, this is the best ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, life doesn't get better than this.
I mean, you
Peaked.
you come over
Yeah.
to my place and we could still do that.
yeah, you're right.
Anytime you want.
Anytime, huh? You're right. That probably is mine. Do you have a great memory from high school?
I think I have a couple. So I remember vividly when I was able to sit down with my guidance counselor and we were going over like all my grades and everything and trying to figure out, if I was going to get into LSU because I didn't have the best grades. Mm-hmm. And the day that she figured out that I was going to get accepted and she told me, I was just like over the moon.
Okay.
Because it was kind of like,
It's a big accomplishment. It's big for a lot of kids.
It was a big, big day.
Did you feel that way when you were accepted to Chipola Junior College?
Did not feel that way.
Okay.
I did not. But pretty tough academics there.
Okay.
The pre-math, the prep math, not that easy.
Okay. All right.
Mine was a baseball moment. It was I got the game-winning hit off of Puerto Rico, and there was a big brawl.
Oh, wow.
A brawl just
Yeah.
had happened, and there was a ton of people in the stands at the Stetson University Stadium.
Yeah, okay.
And my dad wasn't supposed to be there, but he decided to come up there. I was riding the pine real hard.
Yeah.
And things just happened. I got the pinch hit for one of my best friends at the time, and it just happened. My dad just got there, got to see me get the game-winning hit. We won. Everyone tackled me.
That's cool.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That is cool.
Does riding the pine mean sitting on the bat?
It does, yeah. When you ride the pine, you're
The
sitting...
bat?
The bench.
Oh, the bench.
Riding on the bat is a different industry.
Yeah. Okay. What will never not be funny? What will never not be funny?
People falling.
People falling is always funny.
For the most part, 99.9, it's very funny.
I was over at Dennys, and he has the best thing on all of his screens that are there. He plays
Fail Army.
Yeah, Fail Army, and people just falling. And I told him, and it's mesmerizing, and it's at Chive TV. And I'd even said that they have a stat that because they put that like at Dixie Bar and Grill, they've always got that going. And I lose myself. I sit there and I just start staring at it, and I'm gone. And they say that people on average will sit 40% longer at a bar if you put that on because it sucks you in. And you're right, it never just gets old.
There's certain types of falls too. There's different kinds. There's a little kid falling. My favorite fall though is the girl trying to be real hot and then tripping.
Nobody does it better than America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
When they put together a falling montage and they set it to music, I pee my pants. It is so good.
Well, we've seen it so many times and it still makes you laugh.
It does, yeah. I got to put farts up there for me.
Yeah,
I
for me
still
too.
I've always found farts to be funny.
Agreed.
Don't apologize.
They are and forever will be. Somebody said, yeah, kind of like the same Havoc thing. People walking unknowingly into sliding glass doors. Always funny because when they do it hard and the imprint of it, just, oh man. It's one of the best things ever.
It's awesome.
What will never not be funny? Somebody else said, badly executed dance moves. People who look like those inflatable men at car dealerships. I always love people that can't dance.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else said the Chappelle Show Rick James skit.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's solid. The one with Prince
That's a good one.
is absolutely fantastic. Shirts versus blouses. I love that one. Somebody said that when my dog is laying in bed completely asleep and scares itself by farting, jumping up and running out of the room. Yeah.
But then again, the connection.
It's a fart.
It's a fart.
It is a fart. You're right. You're right. Another dog, when feeding a dog peanut butter, he put it on the roof of the mountain.
Animals can be funny.
Yeah, animals are very funny. Somebody said that time, remember when the bug flew in that reporter's mouth? You ever seen that?
Yes.
That chick that was stomping them grapes and fell.
Oh, my
man, her
goodness.
reaction is just go.
I can't breathe.
No.
That's why I flipped out so much when I...
That sounds just
Yeah.
like
I've heard it so many times, I can duplicate the sound.
That's why I flipped out when I was at that winery. I said, wait a minute, this is the exact place
yeah.
where that happened. It's in right outside of Atlanta. Let me see. What will ever not be funny? Somebody said you can't make a face bit. My favorite was when Dennys had to do the garlic and onion, and he just kept saying, no.
He grabbed my arm and looked at me and goes, no.
No, like you were gonna pull him to safety, like he was drowning, and he's just so bad he couldn't get away.
No one can save you, Dennys.
He's so nervous for our do it bitch later because he knows the punishment and it's going to be awful.
Yes, I believe it's hot dog water. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, it's hot dog water, and it's gross.
Mm-hmm. What will never not be funny? Somebody said scaring people. Okay.
Yeah, it can be funny.
Mm-hmm. You're a big fan of that. Ellen would agree with you. I know that she loves that one. So there you go. Just some things that people arguably will always say will be funny. China is doing something new with their children. They are limited now to just 3 hours of video games a week. What's it like living in a communist country? The government will tell you how to raise your children and will put limits on their video games. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy, yes.
3 hours a week is all they get. And you say, okay, how is China going to enforce that? Well, they can control the companies within China. No company inside of China is allowed to offer video games except for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those are the only 3 days of the week in China when you can actually play video games. And they have to monitor to make sure that each child gets no longer than 1 hour. So I guess you get maybe the company can only turn on for 1 hour a week. And that's what China says. They see and believe that video games are rotting away the minds of their young population. And when you're a communist country and you control the private personal lives of your citizens, that's what you do. So kids, if you ever are fascinated with living in China, that's what you're looking at. I was like, how about that, huh?
Could you imagine?
That's crazy controlling.
Isn't it crazy?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, parents right now are like going, gosh, how can I do that?
Well, yeah, parents can't even tell their kids not to do it for an hour.
Right. Yeah, then they do not play. You'd be going, oh, yeah, what are you going to do about it, China? Just tell the government that and see what they come and do. They do enforce the rules that they put out there.
What do you think would happen if all of a sudden next Monday our government comes out and says the same thing? We're only allowing 3 hours of video game. It's going to take effect within the month. What happens? Do people...
Yeah, I think, well, in America, because we've been living with freedom throughout the course of the history of this country, and that's just something where we wouldn't deal with that. So you would have a massive revolt here. You know, China has been doing that to their population for a very long time, and they are ready if they want to step up and protest it. They're like, yeah, we'll meet you at Tiananmen Square, and you guys can protest all you want. We got big old tanks, and we're just going to run right over you. And so, yeah, that's probably, you know.
Puts a damper on your protest when you have tank marks on your face.
Yeah, you look at the protests that we had in America last summer. In China, they're not having that because we used beanbags. They would use bullets.
3 hours is cool.
Yeah. That's basically it.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Hey,
Thank you
for 3 hours.
Thank you for 3 hours.
And here's the bonus. Apparently, on government holidays, you get an extra hour, kids.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. That's your celebration. Just really kind of fascinating. So I assume the X Games is never going to be held in China.
No.
I would assume that they're not going to have a very good video game team. So is there anything that you would put a value on China's rule there? Is that something that should happen? And do you limit your kid and how much they can play video games?
So me and Dennys were talking about video games over the weekend, and we are both believers that video games can be a great learning tool. I learned so much about baseball playing video games, and I think they have there's a lot of great things you can do with video games. It's like anything. I think you can go too far with something if you don't monitor it, but I think it's a great tool for a lot of people. I think if you sit down on the couch for 18 hours and you're playing Madden, now that's a little bit different. But I think there's a balance, and I think they can be good.
Yeah, could there be too much? Because, you know, right now in my house, you got to do your schoolwork. And then after you do, for the most part, what you want to do with your free time, whether it be playing video games with your friends or on your phone, looking at videos and things like that on YouTube, you have your choice. You have your free time. And that's how we do it. I think that's pretty much how I was raised. I don't remember restrictions. Like, you got to do your homework, and then after your homework, you're able to do whatever you want to do. Is that the right? Because that's how we do it in America. Is the Chinese government saying, no, we know this, you got to put a limit on that, kids should only have an hour a day?
I personally think take out video games and replace that with social media, and I think now that really is destroying how we are as a society. I know people call me a dinosaur. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can just see personally it's changing how we interact with one another, and I think that's a major problem.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. I don't think we're evolving to a good place with social media. I think it's a divisive area of it's breeding a divisiveness to us, and it's making us, again, D-bags to one another.
I wonder
My personal opinion.
I wonder what China's policy is towards social media. I mean, they do create TikTok, and it comes from there. So do kids in China get free reign on social media, yet they can only do an hour a day on video games? I wonder how that is.
With every day that goes by, I really, really think social media is god-awful. I do.
A lot of it is. A lot of it is.
No, but really, how do you feel?
I'm sorry, man. That's my stance.
Dude's passionate.
Is there something in your own life you think you should put a time limit on?
Oh, yes.
That's what I was thinking. If we could apply this to the adults, what should we be putting time limits on in our own life? Are you golfing too much? Are you fishing too much? Are you drinking too much?
Are you watching too much porn?
There's so many vices that
we always look at the kids and try to limit them. What about ourselves?
Oh, there's a lot of cleaning up I could do.
What do we need to put a time limit on, adults? Richard Gere is turning 72 years old today.
First thing you think of?
His gerbil's 43 today,
That's,
if you're keeping track.
I mean, talk about a rumor that just keeps on going.
Yeah,
Can't
right.
shake it.
Yeah, I can't shake it. Other birthdays, my husband David, longtime listener, having a birthday, best husband and father ever. I don't know how you do it all. Love, Shelby Gatlin, and your wonderful wife, Ashley. And then we have got a birthday for my sweet Peach Paisley. She's turning 6. She is our light. Mommy, Daddy, Skylar, and Bailey, love you so much. Thank you, and God bless you. Beautiful little Paisley.
Paisley.
See her photo there on KVJ TV. Yeah. If you have got a birthday and a photo, send it to us. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Okay, who is somebody that deserves their own movie, series, whatever it might be, a real life character? I find those to be the most fascinating, and they do really well. It could be singers, it could be athletes, it could be movie stars. We just seem to gobble up those kind of movies. And you ever notice now, whenever they do one of those movies about somebody famous like that, all the big A-listers line up to try to do it, because how many times have they won Academy Awards, like a Walk the Line? You know, it seems like if you, or a Ray, you know, you step up and you do one of those roles, you always seem to win yourself a big old award for it. So who would you say is somebody that needs their own movie that maybe yet hasn't had it touched?
Randy Pennington, a man and his mustache.
Okay.
Randy Pennington, The Juicy Daddy Chronicles.
Well, that's a different kind of movie.
Yeah.
We could go two different ways with this.
Yes. Yeah, so if you had to say one person, and as you really start kind of like digging deeper, there's so many fascinating people that the world doesn't know about, that I'm wondering if you'd be better off taking the life of somebody that we all kind of knew and then doing that biopic on them, or biopic, however you want to say it, or if you're better off finding somebody that nobody knows about and then dropping it on them. I'd seen this story about Lyudmila Pavlichenko.
Who?
Lyudmila Pavlichenko is her name. Exactly. Nobody knows who she is. But she is the deadliest female sniper in history.
Ooh.
She was a 24-year-old woman who wanted to get in and be a sniper. And they were like, at the time, you know, we're talking about World War II. She was 24. They said that she looked like a model. She had well-manicured nails, fashionable clothes, amazing hairstyle. And they said, you're a little too young and a little too pretty and way too woman. You need to be a nurse. She's like, I'm not going to be a nurse. I'm going to be a sniper. And she kept insisting and showed them that she could shoot. Before it was all said and done, she walked away with the nickname Lady Death and claimed the lives of 309 Nazis.
Dang.
And apparently every man she went up against in World War II, she beat in shooting.
She's undefeated.
She's undefeated.
Get it, girl.
She's considered, they have to put her in the female category just because of the time, but you could arguably say she's one of the greatest snipers ever.
Oh, she shot more Nazis than some dudes out there. So
She did?
Yeah.
And when they put a dude up against her, she would always win. They'd be like, I can't shoot as well as she can. I mean, what a great story that is. And I mean, think about it, too, because she is like a model. You could take, who was it that just played Black Widow? Somebody like that.
It's a good movie. That movie could work right there.
That would definitely work as a movie. In fact, it could be an ongoing series, with the timepiece and the era that it was.
You're right. You could show her, the first episode trying to, I want to be a sniper. You're not a sniper. You're a nurse, honey.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie as the sniper.
No, I want to recast it.
You want a younger one?
I don't want Jolie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm Team Pitt.
The one that
You want
clearly.
Pitt as the sniper?
No, I'm just saying between those two.
Yeah, to me, the one that really jumps out right now is Scarlett Johansson. I see her in the role.
ScarJo?
But it is very close to Black Widow. That's the only thing. Her character from the whole. It might be kind of confusing to be like, well, she's playing the same person. Just
Yeah, I don't want ScarJo either.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with an unknown.
Well, this is an unknown actress, yeah. So maybe we should find somebody that is not totally popular. So, yeah, that's what I think would be pretty kind of cool. Somebody said they actually did a drunk history on this person you're talking about, and it was super interesting.
I bet it's a great story.
Yeah, I'm like, and I love, all kinds of war history and things like that, and I'd never heard of her. And, I mean, how does this story is something that definitely needs some light.
Well, clearly they
shown on it.
People do know about it, but it's not it's not one that's hit the mass appeal yet, and it should.
Yeah,
I think that would do well.
Right, and it just kind of goes to show you that there are just so many great stories out there that have not yet been told. That you dig that up and say, "Wow, okay, how about this? This is a real story of a pretty 24-year-old girl who they say you need to be a nurse because of the way you look and because of the times." And she's like, "I'm going to be a sniper," and then she goes on to kill 309 Nazis.
How about the story of Connie Converse?
Who's that?
What? I don't know if I should even tell the story. Virginia's already laughing.
Who is Connie Converse?
She was, back in the early 60s, late 50s, she was a singer-songwriter. But back then, it was a thing that wasn't really kind of taken off yet. It was about to hit, and she was writing all these songs, and she was kind of getting too old to get into the music industry.
Okay.
So at age 50, she never got any notoriety with her songs. So she packed up and moved out somewhere west. No one ever heard of her again. She went missing. Then they found her recordings, and they credit her as one of the first singer-songwriters in the United States, and they think she died without ever knowing that her music has become somewhat popular underground.
Huh.
Is that all you know?
Virginia, are you? How are you feeling about that story? Do you want to greenlight that, Virginia? You think that's going to go anywhere?
I mean, that story sounded made up.
You like the female sniper story or Connie Converse?
Did you just make that up on the scene?
Some people think she could have been murdered. Some people think she was running from something. Her recordings now are out, and they are haunting.
I'm going to go sniper.
You're going to go sniper?
I can play you a clip of Connie Converse.
Where is Connie?
They never found her.
Did she die?
They never found her body. They don't know where she went. She was trying to write music.
How old would she be if she was still alive?
She would probably be, I would say, 125 maybe. 100,
Okay.
No, maybe not. I'm not good
So
at math.
she's probably kicking.
No, I don't know. Do the math.
I can't.
She would be probably 89. to 100. I don't know.
89 to
Well,
125.
if you just hear him pitching this story to...
Well, most people don't have a gremlin on their ass asking questions.
Well, they might fire a couple questions at you about Connie Converse.
No, she didn't like it before I even said the story.
You think they're not going to ask questions in the pitch room?
Do the research.
You better toughen up, thin skin.
I'm telling you.
You think Lyudmila Pavlichenko might be the better story, Virginia?
Yes.
Connie, play a recording of Connie Converse. It will send chills down your spine.
I'm sure.
Almost as good as Nancy Nike.
All right.
Look, do me a favor. Seriously, look up Connie Converse in your own time.
I think you made it up. And now I'm going to go to look it up and get rickrolled or something. It's not even real.
Yeah. Connie Converse.
Connie Converse sounds like the most made up name.
People are saying that Mike Rowe, he's the guy that was in those commercials, Tough Jobs guy or whatever it is. He has a podcast and he did an episode on Lyudmila Pavlichenko that is very good. Apparently a very amazing and intriguing life. And if there ever was somebody needed to have a movie made after them, it would be Connie Converse.
I think on the Joe Rogan podcast they discussed Connie Converse.
Somebody texted in and said, my brother's life should be a movie. And you only need one small section of it. We're originally from Colombia, but we had to live in Ecuador for a while. And he got married to this Ecuadorian woman who was the daughter of the director of all Ecuadorian police. And her mom was the director of immigration services for Ecuador. Well, after he got married with her, he realized that she was actually a drug dealer.
Oh, my.
Then she took away his passport and documents so that he couldn't leave the country. And, of course, look at that. When you got mom as a director of immigration, you might be stuck. Apparently, she had a lot of odd behaviors, too, including having things where she was in a cuckold situation where her dad would sit in and watch.
Her dad?
Yeah, right?
That's not even, that is more.
He wanted out, couldn't get out, so we had to sneak him out of Ecuador. I was 19, and he hid in the trunk of a car, and we got him to the Colombian border. And that's only a small portion of the story.
That's a great story.
That's pretty good, right?
Almost as good as Connie Converse.
Yeah, make fun of it. Do the research and you'll be blown away. I'm playing them recordings during a commercial break.
Okay. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, Jbird has got an update. Remember his buddy that he was talking about, what was he wasn't allowed to go to Hooters or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's the one that wanted to go. I didn't even really want to go to Hooters. I was like, dude, sure.
Dude, it's not 1989.
And the wife was like blaming you because
she's awful. I do not like. She knows I don't like her. I don't care.
What's her name?
I'm not thinking.
Now she's put another ban on her husband. So not only is there Hooters, there's something else, and actually it's something he's not allowed to watch.
This is ridiculous.
Because it makes him toxic. So what is the latest for Jbird's buddy? I'll tell you next. Okay, we have got, I believe, 2 truths and a lie. We were doing some pitches just a little bit ago of some great movies and some stories that could be there, but maybe even within the KVJ show, we've got some great stories that we need to be looking into here. So I believe we've got Jbird, Dennys, and Suits. They're going to try to throw us off here, Virginia.
Okay.
2 true stories. One of them is a complete lie. So we're going to try to figure out which is what here today. Also coming up, too, I'm going to get to that story about Jbird's buddy. He's banned from something else. Remember, he's banned from Hooters?
Yeah, he's not allowed to go to Hooters with Jbird, and Jbird is the bad influence.
He's the bad influence, yeah. He's the bad egg. So banned from something else. So we'll get to that coming up here in just a second as well. Okay, so we've got Jbird and we've got Suits in here as well to tell the story here. 2 truths and a lie. Suits, let's hear your story to see if there's any truth to it or not.
Well, you guys know exactly, I kind of struggle a little bit in the dating arena. It's not my strong suit. But there was a couple of years back, this girl who I really liked that...
Sorry, go ahead.
that I used to work with. So this was back, though, at the second job I had, not here. So I really was into this girl, made the move to ask her out, and she actually said yes. So I was all thrilled. I'm like, this is great.
Yep.
This is great.
But this is the same problem I always run into. People say yes, but I have trouble getting the actual date to happen. I keep getting blown off. So she mentioned that she really was into. Thank you. It's painful.
Jason's hugging you for
Good.
support.
You need some strength.
Okay, it's a tough story to tell. Clearly.
At least somebody's hugging you.
Damn. Clearly wasn't this girl. Well, she really wanted to go to this concert. She mentioned that the station actually had some tickets that they had extra, and they kind of passed her over for the tickets. So I thought, I'm going to be Mr. Smooth. I'm going to surprise her with the tickets. Now, I'm just going to give them to her, and hopefully, since I've already got her to say she'd go on a date with me, we'd be cool. She'd go on the date. So I gave her the tickets, and she said thank you and then took a different guy with the tickets I paid. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I believe they're married now, too.
That girl's
Oh,
cold.
my gosh.
Cold as ice.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was rough. So that's the last time I bought tickets for anybody who I wasn't already dating.
Damn. What was her name?
Okay.
No names.
Yeah, no names. We're not trying to ruin everyone's lives here.
Okay. Bird, let's hear your story here.
So when I was 19 years old, I played baseball at Broward Community College, and during that time, I took a CPR class. It was actually a first aid class, but a lot of it was CPR and all that stuff.
Sure.
And I had a bunch of baseball teammates in there, and then I had a girl I had a really big crush on. And to make her laugh and to make the guys on the team laugh, I stole the CPR doll and brought it to a party that we were throwing at my apartment.
Uh-oh. What could go wrong?
Long story short, no one was supposed to roll over on me. Another guy that had a crush on the girl told the teacher that I stole it. She found out. I got in trouble for it, and I had to drop the class and got no credit for it and got an F.
Oh.
Yeah, dropped the class. Or not dropped it, but got an F.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that truthful or is that story a complete lie? That's what we'll find out here in a second. Dennys, what is your story?
So I used to love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and for one of my birthdays, my parents told me they got the Turtles to come to the birthday, so I told everyone at school that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were going to be at my birthday. And then I found out the day before that they actually got the Teeny Turtles. It was a variation of the Turtles. They were like a super low-budget version of them from a local group that pretended to be the Turtles. And when I found that out, I got so scared that my friends were gonna hate me that I ate a bunch of this pudding from the refrigerator, and I pretended to vomit it up so my parents would cancel my birthday party
Because of the teeny turtles.
because I was so embarrassed.
Man, I want to see these teeny turtles.
Oh, it was
Wow. Okay.
That's good.
Okay. So we've got Suits who got concert tickets for a girl, handed her the tickets, and she went out taking another guy.
Painful.
That sucks.
Bird busted for stealing a CPR dummy. Basically fails and has to drop a class. And Dennys fake barf pudding so the Teeny Turtles wouldn't show up at his birthday. Okay, which one of these is a lie? Two of them are true. Virginia.
Gosh. Let's see. Jbird's always been into mannequins, so I feel like that one's true.
Yeah, well, that part of it feels true, but the punishment doesn't feel right.
You mean like having to get an F?
Yeah.
Drop the class?
That doesn't feel like that would be the right punishment for that. So I could see getting in trouble, but not that way. That's what I don't like about that story. Dennys, I don't know. Teeny Turtles, fake barfing pudding.
It's a lie.
It is a lot. That feels like that is probably the most dishonest. And Suits, that can't. I do want that the most to be a lie because that's just heartbreaking. That really is like, oh my gosh, that like rips your heart out and kicks it down the street.
I interrupted his story to hug him.
Yeah.
But women be cold, bruh.
No, I know.
Damn, it's cold out there.
I know. Okay.
Tell me.
So, Virginia, if you had to guess right now, what are you putting your bet on? Which one is true? Which one is the lie here?
They've done a great job today. They've made it very difficult.
Yeah.
I'm not positive, but I'm going to say I think it's Dennys that's telling the lie, but I'm not positive.
Dennys feels like the top one. But I went Bird last week, and I was wrong. Man, could it be Bird? I'm saying it's one of those two. All right, we'll put up a poll here in the KVJ TV chat room on YouTube.
Good job. You little teeny turtles.
We'll see. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I put Dennys at most likely to be the lie. Bird second, Suits, unfortunately. I hate that I'm believing that, but I do.
You guys need to go for Halloween as the Teeny Turtles.
That would be great.
The
Yeah.
three of you.
I love it.
It could work. Okay, so we asked the KVJ TV chat room on YouTube, who is the liar?
Yes. What did they say?
Dennys is first with 55% of the votes. Then Jbird is second with 35%, and then 9% for Suits, which we all want Suits to be a lie. We don't want that truth.
His hurts the
The
most.
story's too
It does.
painful. I can't even
hurts.
take it.
But, I mean, we know how these women are
I
out
know.
there, Kevin.
Yeah,
They
I
ain't
hear ya.
loyal.
But just, I mean, you buy her ticket, and she takes the tickets, and another dude. What?
Oh, and then she married the dude.
It's real cold out there, even in the summertime.
Wow.
Damn, your tickets won her a man.
Okay, you and I were settling on Dennys. We agree with the chat room. Dennys, are you the liar?
I am not the liar.
The Teeny Turtles are real.
Yes.
Turtles were real.
As when I was living in Kansas City.
Oh, man.
We blew it
I
again.
love the Teeny Turtles.
I used fake rice pudding, just pretended like it was vomit.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
would.
plan, though.
Wow,
That's
I mean,
legit good plan.
Yeah.
I was very bummed out when I found out they weren't the real team because the movie had come out and it was such a big deal.
Yeah, you can't do a
understand that.
knockoff.
Kids are terrible because I brought a knockoff soda named Conti to the cafeteria
Yeah.
and kids ripped me apart. Kids get bullied for
Yeah,
knockoff.
if you do knockoff stuff, I know about that.
Oh, geez, it's probably like 92 or 93.
Okay, so Dennys isn't the liar, so it's got to be Jbird. Jbird, are you the liar?
I am the liar.
None
of that happened.
None of it? Not even the CPR dummy?
None of it.
None of it
Crush
happened.
there was a girl that I had the hots for, but yeah.
Suits, you need a hug?
Oh, poor Suits.
Get back in here.
Oh,
man.
how awkward. Suits and Kevin hugging.
Two people least likely to hug.
Ever.
Did not see that coming today.
Just hug.
I did not like looking at that.
Just hug. Well, that's why
Been
I
a
don't hug
weird
often.
week, guys.
Yeah, what are you going to do? It has been a weird week. Wow. Okay, so Virginia and I and the chat room are foiled again.
We blew it again.
Yeah.
You're that good.
Well, coming up here in a second, I got some emails for Am I the Jerk, but we'll kind of lead off with a wife that definitely is. This is tough, man. This is tough. She puts a lot of rules and restrictions on her husband, who's one of Jbird's buddies. One of those restrictions, no Hooters. Okay, all right. I don't agree, but oh, what? She doesn't trust her husband, don't looking at, legs and boobs or what?
She does. She hates the radio. She hates the radio show. She does not like Virginia. She does not like me. She hates. She's very vocal about me and this
So
guy.
we're not worried about sparing feelings here
Well,
today.
no,
then.
because me and the dude aren't even really tight anymore. So it's
Yeah.
it's not like this is a big deal.
Okay, so she's got the ban on the Hooters going on, and now there's something else. And this is just TV. There's something on TV that he's not allowed to watch now because it makes him toxic? Is that what it is?
Yeah, she says when he watches this, he turns toxic. What do you think it is?
I mean,
It's wrestling.
oh my
She put a ban on wrestling. He's not allowed to watch it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
He needs to go ahead and call a divorce lawyer.
Oh, he never will. He never will.
He'll always stay with her.
Well, what does
Oh,
he
yeah.
say when it gets down to this? I mean, these are getting to the point where they're getting comically ridiculous, the restrictions that are being put on him by his wife.
I think he is just. I think some people are whipped, man, and I think that's what it is. He does.
Does he have kids?
Well, no.
Okay. No kids.
They don't have. They have. I don't want to get into the situation because it's a kind of a hairy situation. They don't have any kids right now.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But I will say this: she hates Virginia, very much so.
What is it she hates most about Virginia?
She thinks she's obnoxious.
I agree with her.
Yeah, okay.
She thinks she's obnoxious. She doesn't like. She hates me too.
Now, is he, because he's banned from wrestling, he's banned from Hooters, is he also banned from the KBJ show? Can he
doesn't-
listen?
He doesn't listen to this. No, he doesn't.
Would he be allowed to if he wanted to?
Probably not. No.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
How about that? And he's all in. Still.
But do people do married people ban stuff from people? I mean, would you ever?
Look, no, I don't think so. I mean, to me, you've got to justify some things. Now, I could see being in a relationship, and to me, I don't even like the concept of banning. There's something in your life that is ruining our marriage, like drinking or gambling or something like that I don't like. And if you continue to do it, I'm not going to continue to be with you. And you know what? On that respect, I'm okay with that. But watching wrestling, unless he then just starts swearing at people, punching his hand through walls, unless he's doing that kind of stuff while watching wrestling, I don't know how you could justify telling your partner they can't watch a TV show.
Yeah, so I found out that it got banned through the grapevine because someone was making fun of it, saying,
yeah, and they should.
I don't really talk to these
insane.
people ever because of the last time we talked on the air.
Yeah.
Well, let's just let it all out then.
Yeah,
there's nothing to lose at this point, right?
There really isn't anything to lose.
No feelings to spare?
No, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
that's
And it's no
asinine.
love loss either. So, and I thought it was very annoying, and I thought you would probably like that.
Yeah, no,
topic.
yeah.
Because he's not allowed to watch wrestling anymore. A grown-ass man.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that. Are you a spouse that's banning your partner from something? Like, what would be justified? I'd like to give you a ruling on it. Is it justified or not? Because I would like to hear the full story. But right now, I can't imagine the justification for banning your husband from watching wrestling.
Is it justified if he goes to the bathroom, he comes out in a wrestling uniform, and starts slamming tables? Then maybe,
If he starts breaking things and he's, like I said, if he's punching his fist through walls and things like that, then I could see. But that's insane.
Well, that's not happening.
Right. So,
Oh, she just hates fun.
That's
she
tough.
does. She
then.
hates fun.
That's going to be a tough life.
Oh, we're going to Disney World. We're going to Disney World. Really? She's that kind of person.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
That's a life of
Oh,
misery.
it's sunny out.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
That's terrible. I don't get that. I don't agree with anything except for her views on Virginia.
He needs to take her on like a trip to the Grand Canyon and do that trick where the dude pushes her off the cliff. That happened.
Virginia, you're not winning any points with her. She likes you less now.
That's a Dateline story. A dude did that. He took his girl to the Grand Canyon, pushed her ass off the cliff while they were posing for a picture.
The Great Pit, huh? Oh, whoops.
That's actually a really big Dateline one where they go, we're going to all go on vacation. I want to show you some.
Pushed her off the cliff.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, before we get into Am I the Jerk, we do have an update from last week. Somebody texted in. Remember the one we'd had about the baby shower, and there were COVID issues that were going on with that. She said, just wanted to say thanks for your input on my Am I the Jerk from last week. We took your advice and we canceled the baby shower. Sister and I are still not talking. Canceling was definitely for the best. She's having a virtual shower in her home state, and a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Yeah, there are just going to be some situations where you're not going to agree with some of the COVID things. And if you don't agree, that's fine. You just be like, hey, look, we're not on the same page on this. You don't have to fight about it. You can just respectfully say, this should give you a pass. To respectfully just, I'm going to pass, and that's okay. I'm not going to give you a hard time about it.
It's way better to pass and cancel the event than have fisticuffs flying at a baby shower. You don't want drama. You don't want arguing. You don't want anger. Just cancel.
Yeah.
Anything where you think it could be volatile and ugly and people are fighting, just cancel. Don't go.
Yeah.
Don't feed into all that drama because you only get yourself all upset. Life is short.
Amen.
Yeah. It is going to be kind of interesting. I did see my dad had sent me my mom's obituary that he had typed up, and it has the announcements for the viewings and all that. And, this is Logan, Ohio. And I don't know how they all feel. And I don't want to say that, my mom's views on it were the same as the town's. But at the end, my dad had put masks are strongly encouraged. And I was
do you
like,
think that's going to cause
I don't know. I don't know, because I'm not in Logan, haven't been there. I'm only just trying to best gauge from my mom's conversations and what I've heard her talking about what the atmosphere was like in town. And look, I don't think my dad would say anything if people show up without them. but I think
Okay.
it's going to be interesting. I will probably start counting numbers just to make this a little bit more entertaining for myself. I'll probably keep a running poll.
Mask and no mask.
Yeah, how many people? It's been asked, strongly encouraged that you would wear masks, but I will see how many do and how many don't.
I think you're coming back with some stories.
How
Yeah,
many
no
do?
doubt.
How many don't? How many bring it up?
Yeah, I don't know that, and if they do, I will stand up for my dad, and they will get my teeth.
Of course.
Yes, I'm not into that. I'm like, I got to save no face. I don't spend any time in that town.
Oh gosh, definitely.
I'll make all the
yeah.
enemies. but
Dad is
do
all
not
that
come
matters.
after my dad.
Right.
Yes. All right, we got a few more Am I the Jerk emails here today. Somebody wanted to know, am I the jerk for keeping a package accidentally delivered to my door? It said I had a package show up at my house, which was weird because I never order anything. I ripped into the package and discovered some AirPods. I thought, awesome. Then I noticed that there was another name on the address. So I don't get it. Apparently it was a different name, but his address. The package was addressed to my house, but to another name. So am I the jerk if I just keep the AirPods?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I get it that you're all excited because you got free AirPods, but there's somebody on your street or maybe one of your neighbors that's been like so excited and waiting for those AirPods to arrive any day, and maybe they paid hard-earned money that they don't really have extra of.
From what I understand from this email, though, it sounds like the address was there. It's a name he doesn't recognize, and it was just addressed to the wrong person. Maybe something had happened and a mix-up with the address.
So it has his address on
Has
there.
his address,
And some
but it's
other
a different
dude's name.
Somebody else's name.
I mean, at that point, how are you going to figure that out?
I would do a little neighborhood research and just make sure that none of my neighbors were expecting AirPods. Do a little due diligence.
But what happens if your neighbor is shady? Hey, neighbor, did you order
Oh, yeah,
iPod?
that's
'Cause
me.
They showed up. Oh, yep, those
I'm Frank
are mine.
Colafronison.
Those are mine.
Yeah.
Dumbass. I didn't order them.
So you think if he keeps it, he is the jerk, Virginia?
I mean, the right thing to do is call the company. I don't know if I'm gonna do all that.
Oh, yeah, get out of here. Who are you? Get out of here. Those would be on Rocco's head in 2 minutes.
I just feel bad for Frank that actually,
I feel bad for him, too.
is waiting for the AirPods that are never gonna show.
Unfortunately, them's the if it was the wrong address and you could walk it over somewhere, but
Yeah.
this sounds like there's an investigation to do and you gotta walk and knock on doors. I'd keep the pods.
Keeping the pods.
Sometimes life works out in your favor.
Call
Sometimes
it
it doesn't.
call it a gift.
Call it a gift.
Yeah. Does that come back on him later?
Unless you hear of someone losing iPods,
Yeah.
then give them
Right,
back.
at
But
this
if you never
point-
hear, yeah.
Okay. All right. Am I the jerk for removing a kid's cap during the anthem? Somebody sent an email saying I was at a Marlins game over the weekend. I assume that was the Red Series. When it came time for the national anthem, everybody stood and removed their hats after being told by the announcer to do so and place your hand over your heart. Well, there was a small kid around 7 or 8 in front of me that still had his baseball cap on. So I did him a favor and I removed it and I handed it to him. Well, his mom turned around and said, "That's not your place. Keep your hands off my kid." I responded, "Well, then teach your kids some respect for the national anthem. I'm sick of people not showing any appreciation for the freedoms they have and the lives they live in America. Does this make me a jerk?"
You can't touch another person's kid.
I would never touch another person's kid.
I understand where you're coming from, sir. I share in your love of our great nation, but you can't touch another person's kid. You can say something to the mom like, "Hey, have him remove his hat," but sometimes it's all in your approach too.
I always remove my hat. With that said, you cannot touch other people's. You just cannot touch other people's kids.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Don't know it's your place.
No, you-
It's not your place.
Yeah, you're not doing anything to help him really or to save him. I could see if maybe the kid were about to step out into traffic, you might grab a kid then and you might stop him. That's the only time really that you touch a kid.
True.
For a baseball cap, no, not worthy. You are a jerk on that. Am I the jerk for giving my kids meat? It says here in the email, my wife is a staunch vegan. I am not. We knew this could be an issue as when we had children, so we agreed that our kids would be vegan and eat what my wife eats until they are old enough to choose for themselves. The mistake we made, however, was not defining what that age would be. My children are now 8 and 10, and they definitely notice that they have dietary restrictions none of their other friends do. And this is causing them some major grief, as when they go to a friend's house or a party. We typically send them with vegan-approved snacks, but it is now getting them teased, and they don't like it. I told my wife that I thought it was time to let the kids choose their own foods, and she strongly disagreed and has now made it that the kids should be vegans until they leave our house.
Oh, my.
And make all of their decisions for themselves. Well, the kids have been now coming to me asking for help as they see me eating foods that they want to try. Because of my wife's lack of flexibility, I have actually been sneaking them some non-vegan food here and there. My daughter loves real chocolate chip cookies, and I even take my son for burgers every time we're alone. What my vegan wife doesn't know, right? Am I the jerk?
I don't think you're a jerk. I think your wife is being the jerk. I think
Yeah.
she's being too strict. Food choices are a very personal thing. And once kids start to develop their own little palates and they know what they like and they don't like, it should be their choice within reason what they consume.
Yeah.
And you made a pact that you're going back on with your man. As the vegan wife, you and your man talked about this, and you said as soon as the kids could choose, they could choose. And now you're backpedaling on that. You're a vegan douche.
Yeah, divorce her.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
You can't change the rules halfway through the game because you don't like the way the score looks. Everybody's picking meat because they maybe like it better. Everybody gets to choose what they eat. It's a freedom, USA.
Well, have you ever had real cheese versus vegan cheese?
Is there a difference?
Oh my gosh, you got and any vegan that tries to email and say, Jbird, you gotta try this oak cheese. It's great. Okay. No,
Well,
it's not.
The thing that's tough, and I can see this, he mentioned specifically when they go out with friends or to parties or whatever, and you've, I know, tried the vegan thing. And if you're at somebody else's house, it could be probably very challenging to find anything at all to ever eat.
If you're a vegan, you got to take care of your own. That's your own path because not most people are not vegan. You got to do your own work on all that. So if you go to a party, expect they're going to have the things you like there.
And you
Okay.
can't force
No.
your veganism on anybody. I know they're your children, but now they're getting old enough to make their own decisions. Don't stifle them. Let them figure things out and let them have a little bit of freedom, or they're going to hate you when they get older.
I agree with the witch.
Yeah. Somebody had said on the package thing where the person had AirPods delivered to their address but a different name, somebody said, I had a case of wine once delivered to my house with my address but a different name. So I looked up the name and I found out the person had actually been in jail once for murder. That case was on a dolly and at their front door in seconds.
Oh my, what a story. Oh my God.
Here's your wine.
I didn't touch it. I
Of course it's
swear.
red wine.
That's amazing. Oh, that's a good idea. Google the name that was on the package for the AirPods.
Yes, and if they've ever done time for murder, go find them and give them their wine.
Give them back.
Yes. Somebody else had said Amazon will refund them or give them new AirPods. So you're all good. And this is kind of interesting because I guess if you look, you actually have a legal right to keep it as a free gift according to the Federal Trade Commission.
What?
Sellers aren't permitted to ask for payment for unordered items either. And the FTC says consumers are under no obligation to even tell the seller about the wrongly delivered merchandise.
Wow.
So
Who knew?
I guess that is a slam dunk that you are not a jerk.
Huh.
Do it, bitch. That could be drinking hot dog water today. Dennys is really upset about this. He doesn't like drinking nasty stuff.
We both put off eating snacks this morning because we knew that.
I just don't want to puke it up.
We just don't want to puke it up. We
Yeah.
don't like hot dogs that well. And hot dog water,
it's gross.
even though I can't taste
terrible.
that in the stomach, is
Terrible.
ugh.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Salty.
It's a lot. You put a lot
It's got
there.
a tint.
Okay, well, we get to that for the losing team. The teams are Virginian Suits, Jbird and Dennys, and we're seeing the hot dog water right now. And you're right, there's actually slices of hot dog floating in what is a murkyish brown
I can't.
looking water.
I can't even look at it.
It's
Don't
like
do it, baby. Don't look, baby.
Don't look at it, baby.
it's such a gnarly color.
Don't let it
hot
get in your
dog
head.
water.
Don't let it get in your head.
It's kind of like when you're seeping and they have to drain something from your body. Like that's,
It does look like bodily fluid.
it does. It's like the color of hot dog water. Are we just filled with hot dog water? Is that what's going on with humans?
That looks like that came out of a person.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so what we do with our teams here, it is how many you can get in 10 on different categories. Now, one person from each team is going to be the gambler, meaning they're the ones that is guessing how many the responder can get correctly. And what you're trying to do is push the other team to a point where they can't get the number that has been agreed upon.
Poor sweet Dennys looks like he's a hostage right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it.
Pacing.
All right, I'm going to start with Team Jbird and Dennys here today.
Wow.
I'm going to let you guys go first. I don't want to go the other way around. Okay. All right. This category is actors who played James Bond. Dennys, how many can Jbird name? How many actors who played James Bond can Jbird name in 10 seconds?
I bet you can name 4.
Okay, 4 in
actors.
10 seconds. Okay. Suits, what do you think about Virginia?
I'm going to say Virginia can name 5.
Okay, it goes back to Dennys.
Oh, my God.
We're at 5. Do you want to take it to 6?
I am gonna take it to 6.
Okay.
Do it, bitch.
I bet you Bird could do 6.
Why would you do that?
Do it, bitch.
Why would you
Do
I've
it.
never even seen a James Bond.
Bitch.
I think there's only 6.
No, there's more than that.
Never.
Okay, we're at 6 actors who have played James Bond in 10 seconds. Go.
Timothy Dalton, Roger Moore, Sean Connery, the Daniel Craig, Roger Moore,
You said
Sean Connery, Daniel Craig.
It's not going to be 6. It is a loss on that round.
oh man.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be a hot dog kind of day.
Wow. Okay, Virginia and Suits get the first point.
I just banged my head so hard.
Do you have that theme song from Mickey Mouse Playhouse? It goes, hot dog, hot diggity dog.
No.
Oh, Denny's the witch is getting confidence. I can tell.
Okay. Now we go over to Team Virginia and Suits. Okay, we're doing books by Dr. Seuss. Suits, how many can Virginia name in 10 seconds?
I'm going to start low. I'm going to go with 3.
Okay, Dennys, what do you think? You want to take it to 4?
I think Bird could do 4.
Okay. Suits.
I'll go 5.
Okay, 5 Dr.
Man.
Seuss books in 10 seconds.
I'm
for
afraid of
Virginia.
that number 6. Let's see. 5. I say Virginia, go for it. Do it, witch.
Do it, witch.
All right.
Okay.
What's the number? 4?
5.
So, quick question.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to say anything to me when it's about me, but when we're talking about Virginia and if she should do it or not, we're allowed to discuss that strategy. If we should.
Well, it's really the gambler's got to go this alone. The gambler's got to come up with it on his own. Yeah, for the most
Okay.
part. I would discourage all side table
Okay,
talk.
all right.
Yeah, I can't even talk to Suits because he's in a different room.
Yeah.
So stop trying to cheat.
Oh, I'm in her head now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Virginia, you have to do 5 in 10 seconds. Dr. Seuss books, go.
Green Eggs and Ham, The Lorax, The Grinch That Stole Christmas, Thing 1 and Thing 2, Red Fish, Blue Fish, One Fish, Two Fish, Little Legend of Good.
Got 5 and you did it.
Thing 1, thing 2? Isn't that just from Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, is there a title? Yeah,
That's not a title.
We got to do a little research, a little
Yeah.
fact checking, please. We're all
KVJ Nation, come
ready to
together.
Give the witch a point here.
I don't know if we're giving her.
Red fish, blue fish.
Well, that one is one,
Well,
but the
pipe down, Dan.
the thing 1, thing 2, yeah, I don't think it is one.
Thing
Okay.
1 and
I thought
Thing
she got 5 without Thing 1, Thing 2 because she said during the buzzer.
What's the people say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there a book?
This is an
Okay.
important.
All right, we'll let the chat room be the judge on that. We'll come
This is
back
an
to that.
important
That's a
one.
question mark. It is an important
This
one.
is a big one right here. It ties the
It is.
series.
Thing 1 and Thing 2 had their own series.
Was it a TV series?
Suits, Suits is putting up the poll. Does Virginia deserve the point on that?
She's reaching right now. The witch is digging her witchy heels in.
They had a whole separate series outside of Cat in the Hat.
Is that the
Technically, it's how the Grinch stole Christmas, not the Grinch and Christmas.
Get her, Denny's. Get her.
Okay. All
You
right.
knew what I meant.
I hear ya.
Wow, this is Denny's in Virginia's first fight.
Yeah.
There's hot dog water on the line.
Okay, the chat room sounded off. We've got enough votes, 35, I'll take it. And they say that Virginia did not.
Damn it!
Oh, sweet Dennys, we're back.
Damn it!
That was a 73% no. So
Damn
that's-
it!
Needed that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so the chat room gave the vote on that.
Shook after bomb.
And it is tied at 1
the
now.
series is tied. Okay.
It is tied at 1 in a best of 5 here.
Oh, I feel like we got new life.
Do it,
Dennys.
bitch. Hot dog water's waiting for the losing team. That is a big one.
Damn it!
Okay, it is back to Dennys, the gambler here. We're doing European countries.
Oh, my God.
10 seconds. How many can Jbird name in 10 seconds?
I'm gonna say 4.
4. Virginia's team with Suits. How many can Virginia do, Suits?
5.
Okay. What do you think here?
I bet you Bird could get 6.
Okay. Suits?
There's a lot of European countries. I'm going to say 7.
7 is where we are. How do you feel, Dennys? It's your call.
So that would mean I'd be putting Bird up for 8, right? That's
yeah.
too many. I'm gonna say do it with.
Okay. Virginia's got to do 7.
That's so many.
That's a lot, yeah.
There's so many of you. You got this.
7 European.
What are you giving birth?
I'm thinking of food.
Push.
I think about countries and their foods.
All right.
Okay.
Good
All right.
luck.
Okay, here we go. All right. Your 10 seconds begins now.
The UK, Switzerland, Italy, Germany, France, Denmark, Finland, Holland, Greece.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, looking at this just to make sure, and we're going to give her.
I think she got 8 of them.
Virginia ace that. They have 2 points now. They're 1 point away from the win. Dennys is on deck for some hot dog water if things don't turn around.
We're not doing best of 7 anymore?
Nope, best of 5.
Best of
I thought we
7.
were doing 4 rounds. No.
Best of 7 is not what we're doing.
God, it's such a tense game.
Virginia's
Okay.
taunting us with the hot dog liquid.
Virginia suits up 2-1. This could be the final round here. This could be the final round. Okay. All right, let's go with TV doctors is the next category. Suits, how many can Virginia name in 10 seconds? TV doctors.
Can they be fictional and real TV doctors?
Are we talking like a reality
TV
TV
show?
show?
Oh,
like
okay.
TV
Yeah,
show
yeah,
and
yeah.
host?
Yeah, it could
Okay.
be like
I'm
if you had
gonna
to
go-
show the doctors. Yeah.
Any doctor from TV.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 4.
Gonna go with 4. Okay. We're at 4 right now. Dennys, what do you think? Can Bird do 5?
Can Bird do 5? I'm thinking. I really am. I'm considering this. Can Bird do 5? That is so many. 4 is a lot, but it's
Yeah.
achievable. 5, I don't know if it's achievable. Oh, gosh.
A big point here. You lose this, you're drinking hot dog water.
I bet you Bird could get 5.
Okay, they've taken it to 5. Suits.
Otherwise, she's going to get 4.
Yeah,
Suits.
it's the right move.
Suits, what do you think here?
I feel like it's not going to be hard to get 5.
Okay.
Uh,
So you're thinking maybe he needs
I'm
to
going to
go
go
up.
with 6.
He's going to go 6. He's saying Virginia can do 6 TV doctors in 10 seconds. Dennys, this is all up to you. Do you want to take it higher or do you want to call him on it?
I say do it, Witch Miss.
No! No!
6 is so many.
It's 6. It will be over if Virginia names 6 or more doctors in 10 seconds that are on TV. Your time begins now.
Dr. Quinn, Doc McStuffins, Dr. Huxtable, Fraser Crane,
4. She did 4. She did not do it. The point goes to Jbird and Dennys.
Slide Dr. Crane in there,
It
too.
is all of a sudden tied at 2 apiece, and the next point wins.
I can't believe it. Oh, my God.
damn it.
New
I
life.
thought you said you have a 12. I thought there's a lot.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
This next category is celebs with facial hair.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, Dennys, in your court, how many celebrities with facial hair can Jbird name?
Can it be dead or alive?
Yeah. They have to be a known name.
A celebrity of any sort.
Yeah.
With facial
you can't,
hair.
You can't do Connie Converse.
Starting off, I bet you Bird could name 5.
Nice.
Okay. He's at 5. Suits. What about Virginia? How many can she do in 10 seconds?
I'm going to go 6.
Okay. This is a big one, Dennys.
And it's on a topic Bird loves.
Yeah, it is.
Mustaches, beards.
Yep. You're at 6. Can he do 7 in 10 seconds?
I bet you Bird could do 7.
We're at 7. Suits, how do you feel about that?
I'm torn because I feel like he can get 7, but I don't know if Virginia can get 8.
Oh, man. It's everything. This is it, though. I mean, keep in mind, you don't have a point to give. You're tied at 2 apiece. This is it. It's all over.
I feel like I'd rather have the ball in our court.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Virginia can name 8.
We are at 8 and 10 seconds. We're at 8 and 10 seconds, and this is it. It's all done here, Dennys. You make the final decision. 8 and 10 seconds?
I say do it, Witch.
Oh my gosh.
8 and 10 seconds,
no.
Virginia.
I mean, she has to get 1 a second almost.
It's all on this.
Oh my gosh,
You have
Dennys.
to do 8 celebrities with facial hair in 10 seconds. Go.
Ralston, Santa, Momoa, Pitt, Bradley Cooper, Beckham.
It is over.
Damn it!
And Jbird and Dennys pull it out at the last second.
Damn it!
Wow. That was a nail biter. That was as far as you can go. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right.
Alive, Dennys.
Yes. Okay. Well, coming up here in a second, what's the taste of hot dog water like?
Damn it!
Virginia and Suits will find out coming up next. Hopefully you guys are parched because we got some hot dog water for you.
Oh boy!
Whoa, that was close. My people still chatting about that contest. Man, oh man. Hotly contested. People trying to find a couple things. People still arguing about the Dr. Seuss's in those books. I mean, there's
We've
just
checked it
still a
all
lot of
out.
discussion. Yeah.
I like the controversy.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of controversy.
The
in this.
controversy is great. We've fact checked. This is how it should have been.
Okay.
Thing 1 and Thing 2 have their own series, and if you feel good about winning on that sheet, then fine.
I feel great because I know Suits hates hot dog water, and I just love beating Virginia and anything.
Well, it doesn't look delicious. This yellow water with chunks of hot dog floating in it.
I gave you a couple floaters. I gave me a couple floaters too. I mean,
so
might
nice
as
of you.
well.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like I had a boil they just drained.
Ugh.
It's pretty
It's
nasty.
so
looking.
gnarly. All right, why don't you give it a good go there? Let me
Let's smell it
see how
first.
is.
Smell
Okay.
it.
What do you think, Suits?
Doesn't smell very good.
Have you ever? Are you a big hot dog eater, Suits?
Probably not after I drink this. It's
Okay.
funny. I just said I literally. My mom went to the store yesterday and said, "You know what? I haven't had in a while. A hot dog. Can you go ahead and buy one of those?" And now I'm not going to want to eat it because I'm going to drink this. And I'm going to hate hot dogs.
You guys need some ice cubes?
Nah.
It is hot out there.
It is hot.
Yeah,
I like my hot dog water warm.
Make it refreshing. Well, I mean,
Both-
I think it's
both are-
easy.
I mean, they're
It's going to be bad either way.
Yeah. Okay. All right, why don't you guys take it down? Let's see
Cheers,
how
big ears.
you
Cheers.
like this. There you go. Give it.
Oh,
ooh.
Suits.
Oh, Suits is like shaking and wobbly.
Oh, it's.
Oh, it's Suits.
What do you think, Virginia?
Suits, you're making me
doing all
sick.
right with it?
It's pretty gross, but
It is gross. Oh, Suits
Well, this
just
is
lost
really.
it.
I'm in the middle of this
Yeah.
horrible. Virginia's chewing and Suits is vomiting.
It's
Can I go
gnarly
home,
either way.
Ken?
Yeah.
What else did you expect?
Suits. Get back in the camera, Suits.
Suits.
I don't know if people want to see this.
You have such a tender tummy.
Yeah, he does.
Gross. It's disgusting.
Got to finish that up, Rook.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right, you guys have
Poor Suits.
paid off. Boy, that was tough. I think that was
Struggling.
actually tougher to watch.
It is.
Yeah.
And to listen to.
That was a punishment to have to
Oh,
watch.
was that difficult for you?
Yeah, it was.
Watching Virginia eat hot dogs grosses me out.
It was. Jbird and Dennys, good Samaritans. They had an opportunity to do a good deed, and they actually look back at it and maybe kind of regret it here today.
You know that saying, no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. You have the best of intentions and
Sure.
then just kind of hit you in the shorts.
Well, I get why people don't get involved in other people's stuff
Right.
when they're not involved in it.
Because things can go south and be weird.
Well, weird moments happen, and you are never going to ever be short of weird moments on 45th Street.
There's a lot.
If you go to the Walmart, if you go to, honestly, anywhere around these parts, you're going to always have a story. That's why we love it here.
Yeah, if you go to that Walmart and you don't have something go down, it's rare.
We're really
Yes.
bummed out
Yeah.
because the racetrack's been closed, and you always have a story if you go to the racetrack.
The racetrack being closed has been crippling for me.
It's changed my life.
It's changed the show.
Where have all the weird people gone? Because they had to go somewhere.
We found one yesterday.
Yeah.
They went to Walmart.
So me and Dennys go to Walmart, as we often do, and we're walking out, and this dude is struggling, trying to push his car. He ran out of gas. He's trying to get to the gas station, and I know that feeling.
You've done that.
It's happened to me before. So me and Dennys go, hey, let's go help that cat out real quick. So we start to push him. So he's like, oh, thank you. He's controlling the steering wheel. The
And we're behind
windows are
pushing.
down, and we're pushing.
Is the door closed?
What do you mean?
Like, is he in the car completely at the door closed?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
trying,
he jumped into the-
he's
Cool.
trying- and,
Okay,
and we're
good.
pushing.
Got it.
All right, you want to take it, Dennys?
Well, so we're pushing him from the Walmart. I don't know if you're familiar with the one here, but there's a gas station right in front of what I think is like is it a Sam's Club?
One like a Costco or a Sam's Club.
It's one of those
Yeah.
type of like
Yeah,
wholesale places.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
were pushing him right over there. Just there's a stop sign we had to go through and stuff. But when we're pushing him, I looked into his back seat, and we saw some guns.
We saw two handguns without
just chilling.
not in the holster, just
chilling.
in his back seat. And then he starts to get annoyed with me and Dennys that we're not pushing hard
He's
enough.
like, "Hey, hurry up!"
you guys can push harder. And me and Dennys like, dude, we're
I
trying
was
to
like,
help
"Dude, we
you."
just did this to help."
But he also has a gun, so I don't want to argue with this.
So you're trying to help this guy and he's critiquing how you're helping?
He was not the nicest guy, to be quite honest with you.
He was kind of a jerk, and
He
we
was
were
kind of a
helping
jerk.
him, and we didn't want to say anything because we saw guns in his back seat.
And then we were going, so we go, we'll get to the gas station. And after we got done, me and Dennys realized we both throw our backs out trying to help this guy. We're so out of shape. But that's what I said to the guy. He's like, you guys can push a little bit harder. I go, dude, I'm out of shape, man. I'm trying my best.
Dude, I'm giving it 100%.
Right.
And then we had to walk back to our car.
Yeah.
It was a
All
whole
the way
thing.
from Sam's Club.
And I don't, unless you have a Sam's Club card, I don't know if you can get gas.
I don't
So-
think you can.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
not.
and I don't know if he had a Sam's Club card. We didn't
well,
get to that.
hopefully another person helped him out that had a Sam's Club card.
Well, I hope he yelled at them too.
Yeah,
It was just a rough
sometimes
experience.
before jumping in to be a good Samaritan, though, you need to assess the situation and yourself and be honest with you and say, am I really going to help this situation or could I make it worse?
Is that illegal to have guns with, just in your back seat? He had two handguns back
It was
there.
almost like you just tossed him back there real
yeah,
quickly.
No, not necessarily. I mean, they could be registered guns. You could have a permit for them to take them.
I don't know the rules. That's why I'm asking.
It's still cavalier of him to just have two handguns sitting open, and for a lot of people that would be alarming.
Well, right after you shoot somebody, the easiest place to put your gun is just throw it on the back seat.
That's kind of what it
Yeah,
felt
makes
I
more
like.
mean,
safety
you
zone.
don't have time to tuck it away. You got to
Yeah.
get out of there.
A
this isn't-
responsible gunner would likely say, yeah, they're going to have it concealed.
Okay, I wasn't sure what the
someplace.
law
A
was.
responsible man wouldn't run out of gas.
Right.
So
This guy's doing a lot of
already-
things wrong.
I don't think this guy had it 100% together.
I'm not kidding you. 9 out of 10 times, if we go on to any store or restaurant on 45th Street, we have a story, and it's awesome.
It is, and it is kind of interesting. It's a good lesson because, look, I love the fact that you guys are out there. You're doing what you're saying. You got to try to help your fellow man. But yeah, there are times where that's happened where you're like, yeah, I'll help you out, and then 5 minutes later, you completely regret that you're ever like, gosh, why did I do this?
This is why I'm so glad I'm a chick. Nobody asks me to push a car.
Well, this guy didn't even ask. We ran up.
You
and
jump
You ever
right
see
in. I
somebody
love that.
struggling
He
and
was
you just try to help
struggling
them?
bad.
Yeah.
We
I've
thought
seen
about it. We were
that,
like, we
but-
should help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're a dude, you kind of have to.
You kind of get put on the spot sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said it is illegal. You cannot open carry in Florida. That's Texas. So it has to be in your glove box if you are
That's
driving.
what we thought. It was very weird.
because
Yeah.
there was no holster or
Yeah.
no.
Okay, so
it
yeah.
looked shady.
It,
Yeah,
just
so-
it looked off, Kevin.
That guy's doing some shady stuff.
It felt off.
Yes. Okay. All right, well, we got some interesting stuff in your whacked out news. More of what you just heard.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, there's a guy that apparently did not agree with how MSNBC was covering Hurricane Ida. And the amazing thing about it, he was watching, he's like, oh, I hate this coverage. And then he looks out and he's like, oh, wait, they're right out there. I think I'm going to go let them know.
The rain has stopped. The wind is still going there. I think we even have a random person going around. You know, I'm going to turn this way because, you know, we deal with some people every once in a while. But they did get some reports of some down power lines, of some trees that have fallen, or at least limbs that have fallen. So they're going to go ahead and do that survey to make sure that they're okay. Craig, I'm going to toss it back to you because we have a person who needs a little help right now.
Hey. We're going to check in with Shaq Brewster just to make sure all is well. There's a lot of crazy out there. A lot of crazy.
I was on MSNBC.
Did you see the clip?
No, I haven't.
So the guy's reporting, and you see this truck pretty good in the distance to the part. You see this guy getting out, and he's walking, and it takes a good few seconds. And the reporter looks, he kind of turns the other way and goes, all right, this kind of feels a little weird.
It feels confrontational.
But he still has a ways to walk up to him, so it took him a minute to get up to the reporter. So the reporter had all that time to think, this guy's weird.
What is this guy doing?
Oh,
Yeah, what is this guy doing? Wow, and he was just saying they weren't reporting it accurately is the only thing I could make out of that?
The guy looked a little unhinged.
Okay.
Well, New Orleans is getting a little unhinged because, I
no
saw
power.
No power. It's going to get desperate again. I saw the first looting videos yesterday.
Jeez.
Was the reporter reporting inaccurately?
No, it sounded like he was being on the spot. There are down limbs and there are power lines to watch out for. Like, why are you mad at him? It's not his fault. Y'all had a hurricane.
I think the only thing that I've seen with the reporting that people do get upset about is the reporters that over-dramatize it, and then there's somebody calmly walking behind them when the reporter's like, oh, I can barely hold on for dear life.
It happened again.
Yeah, somebody was doing, I saw cartwheels behind. There's a field reporter that is acting like they're bracing themselves and they can barely stand up, and somebody's casually doing cartwheels behind them. And they're just like, come on, man.
Tim from our WRK said he was watching the news and recorded on his phone.
Yeah.
There was two reporters. He showed me the clip. They are bad acting. They're acting like it's all, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And there are two more people just walking
So I get that.
casually.
Yeah, well, because it's a misrepresentation. You're going to freak people out by not... I mean, come on. You can stand up. You don't have to do that.
You don't have to make it
Right.
dramatized.
I mean, it's bad enough. It is legitimately awful. Don't try to make it look worse. And look, a lot of the footage that I had seen when they're walking around New Orleans, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. And, that's okay. I don't know. I mean, I saw what it looked like going in, and I'm like, it looked horrific.
Well, I think the news is under a microscope. People, if there's any kind of, it looks like you're
Well, they
faking
should be, because
anything.
people use this to make big decisions about their life and what they're going to do. And if you misrepresent what is actually going on, that's shady practice.
It is.
It should never happen. So I don't know if they were or were not in that instance, but yeah, whenever they do, it's not right. This is a fun little joke that if you've watched The Simpsons for decades, you know that Bart Simpson would always like to call with the fake names and get people to read stuff that is a fake name, like Amanda Hold. And this happened to a school board meeting in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, somebody sent in a bunch of fake names, and the people who wanted to ask questions, and a board member is reading them without realizing that they are part of a prank.
Thank you so much, Ms. Thomas. We do appreciate you. Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken. Eileen Dover. Don Kiddick. Wayne Kerr.
Wanker. That doesn't get old, does it?
Phil McCracken.
Oh, man.
Phil McCracken.
It's a great one.
Oh, man. Well, this is an interesting response in Georgia, where teachers in one district are begging for a mask mandate, but instead, the superintendent has ordered to relax the dress code and let them wear jeans to work for a month. Okay.
All right.
Did you hear us?
Okay.
Jeans?
Not really on topic.
What?
But-
Jeans? Huh? Okay. All right. There's a 41-year-old woman in Tampa that got fired from her HR job in 2019 and decided to get even by logging into her company's database and destroying it.
Oh.
It cost them $200,000. So they pressed charges. And now she's facing up to 15 years in prison.
Dang.
Right?
You showed them.
Yeah. Don't play.
Ooh.
The owner of New York Hair Barbershop in Melbourne, Florida, shot and wounded a masked gunman who entered his shop on Saturday. But the intruder actually wasn't a robber. He was upset because of a haircut he got there. That's why he had on the cap.
He had on a ski cap?
Yes, he was a masked gunman who was wearing a mask because his hair looked so bad, and he came in to complain about it.
And he got shot? We don't take kindly to complainers around here.
How tough is that? You thought the haircut was bad. Wait till I shoot you.
Don't mess with that one.
Is he going to be okay?
I don't know. Gosh,
No, he's not going to be okay.
No, he's not
Is he
all
going to be
right.
okay? No, never.
Well, you can get shot and live.
Nothing about
I mean,
this is all right.
I'm not saying he's not going to live, but
There's
okay.
nothing here okay.
No.
This is not
He's never going to get a
okay.
haircut again.
No. Gosh. Oh, it's terrible. A guy in Canada tried to get away from the cops on Friday by jumping in a lake and swimming to the other side. But 2 cops found a pedal boat nearby, and another cop jumped in a canoe, and a 4th cop hopped on a paddleboard to chase him. Can you imagine that chase? And then the guy apparently wasn't a good swimmer, fell in the water, and they actually had to save him from drowning. So,
Wow.
yeah, it went from a chase to a rescue. So, there you go. Interesting stuff. This is an unbelievable story. I know a lot of you guys don't follow football, and especially high school football, the way I do. But oddly enough, remember I had mentioned Img Academy. They're out of Bradenton, Florida.
Yes.
Sure.
They played American Heritage Plantation a couple weeks ago. They're pretty much regarded as the best high school team in America because they recruit from everywhere. And so they're a showcase of just nothing but the best of the best. All their players go on to be massive. College stars go to the NFL and whatnot. And they played a game, I had even told you about this, Sunday on ESPN. They were playing this school called Bishop Sycamore out of Columbus, Ohio. I was looking up at the game, and it was just a bloodbath. I mean, you just looked at the IMG kids versus the players for Bishop Sycamore, and it wasn't even close.
They were killing it.
It was men and boys. The final score was 58-0. And it was just really kind of disturbing to watch. In fact, even the announcers themselves during the game was just talking about they need to step in and do something. This is like a Rocky fight. And they're like, this is just terrible.
Bishop Sycamore told us they had a number of Division I prospects on their roster. To be frank, a lot of that we could not verify. And they did not show up in our database. They did not show up in the databases of other recruiting services. So it's okay. If that's what you're telling us, fine. That's how we take it in. From what we've seen so far, this is not a fair fight. And there's got to be a point now, Luke, where you do worry about health and safety.
Yeah, and they were just getting whooped. Well, they started investigating a little bit more to find out who this Bishop Sycamore is and how they got into this game, which is on ESPN. When they did a Google search, what showed up was a duplex in Columbus, Ohio. When they started digging deeper, this isn't even a high school. These aren't even high school students that are out on the field. This is a bait and switch scam. There is no Bishop Sycamore High School in Columbus, Ohio. This is a crooked coach who now has a warrant out for his arrest, who is trying to do what IMG does, where you say you get all these great recruits, and they started talking to former players. These players were recruited in. They never practiced. They only showed up to games. There was no school. When they started asking the coaches, hey, do we ever get to go to class? They actually took them to a community library for a field trip and said, look at some books. That was it. These kids were not provided with food. They were all sleeping on a floor and would have to go rob a Kroger nearby to get food.
What the
It
hell?
is turning into the most unbelievable scandal ever with this Bishop Sycamore. And they're like, how did they get on ESPN? They apparently had a booking service that has booked some of these games, and they were booking the games for ESPN.
Huh.
Now, this Bishop Sycamore, they have just routinely gone in and lost all these games. Last year they went 0-6 and were outscored 227-42. They found out none of their players were actually high school students. They were all JUCO transfers that had come in to play these games, and they're terrible. And ESPN is trying to greatly apologize today, but everybody is really trolling on them.
Wow.
The coach who was running this supposed high school also had GoFundMe's up trying to raise $20,000 to get the school off the ground. It's just turning into an unbelievable thing how a fake high school could get into a game with the best high school team in America on the biggest sports network.
That's very bizarre.
It's
Very
pretty
bizarre.
unreal, isn't it?
There's no school.
There's no school,
What?
and they said if ESPN just would have simply done a Google search, it just pulls up on the Google Map view a duplex in Columbus, Ohio. There's no school, there's no address, there's no nothing.
Wow.
It's unreal.
This seems like it's going to be a Netflix special.
This is a 30 for 30. Oh, I don't know if ESPN will want to do it, though.
ESPN will not want to do it. Somebody else will.
Is turning into an active investigation. I think there will be fraud charges placed on many different people, and it's pretty unreal. And this same team, the coaches made them play a game on Friday night before playing a game against the best team in America on Sunday, and their players, they have such a small roster, they have to play offense and defense, and they said that's not really healthy for anybody to do.
Oh, my gosh.
It's unbelievable, the scandal that is coming out of Bishop Sycamore out of Columbus, Ohio. It's one of those stories that you just really can't even believe it.
No, you cannot.
It's not really a high school that's on national TV. Talking about another story that really should have been in the Whacked Out News, got on that tangent about the fake high school team. But the one that's coming out of New Orleans, and boy, things get crazy, and it sounds like things are haywire there again after Hurricane Ida went rolling through. One of the stories is about this guy who got attacked by a gator. I mean, if everything else, is going on, you don't have power, you got a storm that's rolled through, you got flooding, and, when the waters start to rise, then some of the critters that are in that water start to come with it, including a gator. And apparently this guy's wife witnesses this attack, her husband being attacked by a gator. It was near the city of Slidell, which is just across from Lake Pontchartrain there in New Orleans. And apparently the man's wife heard this commotion, saw the gator attacking her 71-year-old husband. He loses his arm in the attack. She goes in and helps pull him away from the gator and gets him to some steps and out of the floodwaters, away from the gator's territory. And then she goes to grab some medical supplies and to call for help. And when she comes back to her husband, he's gone.
They can't find him.
I don't know if he's slid back into the floodwaters, if the gator came and got him again.
They
And
never found him?
They've not found him.
They're still looking.
He's still missing.
Oh, boy.
It's unbelievable. It's like, what the... I mean, with everything else that's going on, what the heck is that, man?
I mean, what kind of savage, ruthless gator gets your arm and then comes back to finish the job?
That's the kind of stuff you see like in a movie.
Whoa.
Well, that would be a movie about gators.
It would be,
how
yeah.
unruly and murderous that. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. You just hope that I don't. Where would he have gone? I don't know. You pray and hope he's okay. But my goodness,
When did this happen? Yesterday, you said?
Yeah, yesterday. It was still flooded in their neighborhood, and he was wading through waist-high water.
And where did he go?
Where did he go? She drug him back up on their front porch steps of their house. So he's on the stairs. She hauls butt to go find help. And when she comes back, he's gone.
Would the gator come back and eat the whole body?
Will we ever know?
it doesn't seem. I mean, that seems like. I mean, for a gator status, that just seems pretty intense.
So then, what would did he? I'm confused.
So are all of us.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's just craziness. So you're kind of plugged into what's happening there, that being your hometown, Virginia, and New
Yeah.
Orleans. So we're just, prayers and thoughts out to everybody that is there and having to go through that. They're talking a long time before things might be back to normal. I'd seen, 3 weeks really before maybe some people can get out. I don't think anybody can travel anywhere. They're without power. That might be for a while, you were saying?
Catastrophic mechanical failure on the power grids. And
Jeez.
they don't think they're going to get it back for like a month, maybe.
Wow.
They're telling people if you evacuated, don't come back. and they're telling people that are in their homes, don't leave your homes because it's not safe. There's power lines down, trees down. It's just
gators roaming.
Gators looking to
Isn't that a
eat
terrifying
you.
story? I mean, that definitely, without a doubt, that gators have elevated themselves in my fear list today.
Well, imagine every
by
night,
a lot.
Imagine that if when you get a weather report, they have to start throwing gators reports in there too.
Yeah.
A tornado's coming with 3 gators.
Gators, you saw that trainer that the gator got after? There was a viral video like about a week ago. What's going on with what's going on with gators? Do they have some kind of did they get a memo that went out or what's happening?
This girl was like teaching this class about gators, and there's all these people watching, and the gator grabs her arm and starts doing that roll thing and pulling her in the water, and a dude in the crowd jumped in,
I did see
jumped
this.
on the gator and saved her.
Well, now do they turn that gator into gator tots after something like that?
I mean, I think the gator's just being a gator, right?
I mean, he is just being a gator, but
I know that, but I know humans also like to make their own laws and determine.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't try to coddle gators. You know, I think gators are letting us know. Be like, you guys are getting too, you're getting too cute with us.
Oh, you don't think you should hug a gator?
Yeah, I
you
think
certainly can't have him in the show anymore.
it feels like this is a message from gators to us saying, hey guys, you know what? I want to give you a couple real horrifying stories. We'll give you a viral video just to remind you.
To back up.
And also,
right,
I
you're
didn't
getting
sign
too
up,
cute and too close.
and I didn't sign up for show business either.
Right.
I didn't really.
I'm not getting a good cut on this.
Can I please go to the Everglades?
You guys are making all the money. I'm doing all the work. Yeah, I think the gators are trying to send us a message because that story is unbelievable.
You really shouldn't have to say this though. Don't hug the gator. You know what I mean?
Don't go in flood water.
Yeah, I hear.
Well,
you.
I mean, but what if the water comes to you, Virginia? Sometimes you don't have that choice.
Well, I know that his porch was dry. He should have stayed his ass on his porch.
You do have a choice to hug a gator. You don't have a choice about the flood.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Well, some lessons learned, and boy, our best to everybody in that area who's going through a lot. We know what that's all about. Cover's got a little snack party going on over here. What you chowing down on?
Virginia's nuts.
Oh yeah, she is nuts.
She brought them for name that.
Oh,
nut,
you mean the food? Okay.
The food, and I can't taste them, but I can sure feel the texture. And right now, I'm a texture guy.
Oh, you are?
That's the only thing I'm getting. That's the only enjoyment I'm getting out of food is the crunch.
Yeah.
Damn.
What kind of nut is that again?
Deluxe mixed salted nut.
Okay, yeah.
It's got them all. It's an all-star.
That's a good way to go.
They
yeah.
give you a few of the pistachios,
I've
but
noticed.
they give you mostly peanuts and almonds.
They do not give you a lot of pistachios. Pistachios are so expensive.
Right, yeah.
I
They
bought a
trick
bag,
you in there.
bought
Yeah.
the bag the other day, $9.
Pistachios are good. The other one in there that's good is the cashew. Oh,
Yeah, a lot of the cashew is my favorite nut.
me
Really?
too.
Yeah.
I love a
Yeah, it
cashew.
is.
I
Yeah,
thought that's
favorite nut.
the low budget. That's a low budget almond.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Cashew's where it's at.
I totally agree on that. Well, this might be more your jam. Sonic is going to be launching a new grilled cheese burger nationwide.
That is just my game.
Where instead of the traditional bun, it is a burger patty and cheese between 2 slices of buttered Texas toast.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Don't be stingy with the butter because that's what makes your grilled cheese crispy and delicious.
She should know she is the grilled cheese king.
Okay.
She makes the best grilled cheese I've ever had.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Hands
Bert.
down, I'm not even kidding you. The best grilled cheese these lips have ever touched.
Wow.
Sound like you're buying on that? You like this concept?
I love a
Buying
grilled
in,
cheese
yeah.
of any sort.
Going all in. Okay. How about this? You buying or selling this? A new Twix flavored seasoning blend is going to be hitting stores tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
It's called Twix Shakers, and you can get it at Sam's Club. It's mostly meant as a topping for ice cream and milkshakes, but they also say it's amazing on popcorn. You can actually use it in cocktails, whatever.
Ooh, popcorn.
You imagine some sprinkled Twix in there with your popcorn.
Oh my gosh, I like
Right.
a real messy.
You feeling
like,
that?
Yeah. I am.
Okay, you're buying that too, I can
And
tell.
it's good to see you, Fat Kevin.
Yeah.
A little late in the show, but I'm glad to see you.
Oh, I'm bringing some good stuff. And I got some for you as well, Virginia.
What you got?
Anheuser-Busch is unveiling Natty Vodka. You know, the delicious flavors of natural light, but now in vodka?
I don't know if I like
I don't know.
that.
I'm not sure.
Sounds a little low budget.
I'm selling.
It is going to be the thing that's going to fuel so many redneck fights.
Oh my gosh.
Natty vodka, now coming in 3 flavors: lemonade, strawberry lemonade, and black cherry lemonade. And coming soon, ass whooping.
Yeah.
You need to bring that when you go home to Logan.
Oh, they love it.
They
Oh.
will love it.
Yeah, that's a natty town.
Coming soon, blood flavor.
Yeah, blood, just a flavor of blood. Yeah, you know, they did pretty good seltzers. They did a Natty Light seltzer, and oddly enough, I got to give them some credit. I didn't think it was that bad.
Those seltzers, not the seltzers, weren't you guys drinking the vodka? The vodka's in a can?
Yes.
Cocktails in a can?
What are they called? Flirt or something?
I thought you were drinking a little. I thought you had some of those too. You were
Yeah, it's a really popular thing. One that I do is, I think it's called High Noon.
Okay.
And yeah, because I think what it is the vodka. It's, you know, now you don't have the carbs, you don't have the sugars. You can really get a low sugar, low carb. If you're a keto kind of person like me, these vodka cocktails in a can are really taking off, and they're becoming very popular. Now that's why you can see Natty Lights doing their own.
If you drink 2 of them, can you catch a buzz? Probably.
You do all right. Yeah, you got to keep in mind you're still drinking vodka. So, you know,
Fling, that's what it's called, not flirt.
Yeah.
Fling.
Yeah,
Those
Fling.
were delicious.
And now that, Fling had jumped in there, there's about 800 other people who've jumped into that same market because it's becoming very valuable. People are doing that.
Well, you can take them too on the go. And what I like to do is just keep my tumbler filled with ice.
Yeah.
And so you can put a few of those in your purse hot and
Yeah.
then pour them in your tumbler as needed.
You can, yeah. You just get a good little mixer. I'll do like a, sugar-free ginger ale or something like that. And oof, you're ready to go, Virginia.
Sugar-free ginger ale.
Yeah.
I know.
Where'd you find this guy?
At keto camp.
Yeah, keto camp.
Keto camp sounds.
We're going to bring him back.
Keto camp sounds miserable.
Jbird, even though he can't taste, boy, he is still craving some snacks. Here's what we got for you. Which is better, cake frosting or donut cream? Ooh. 2 things that when I was a young fat kid, man, I loved both of those. Now, I'm going to give you kind of like a, for me, it would be a butternut cake frosting, that kind of like whipped type of butter frosting, Virginia.
Buttercream?
Buttercream.
Yes.
Buttercream. Yeah,
That makes my
buttercream.
mouth.
I like butternuts too, but buttercream.
Buttercream's all good for.
The idea of buttercream makes my mouth water.
And the donut cream, there used to be at Penny's Bakery back in Logan. They used to have this just whipped, just delicious. The icing was absolutely just amazing, the donut cream that they used. And those donuts were fantastic. But I will tell you, the buttercream cake frosting will beat Penny's Bakery donut cream just by a bit.
There's no way I'm not eating cake today.
You can't taste it.
You can't taste.
Can you just let me live my life?
You need to eat salad.
Look, I'm skinny. I'm a skinny bitch right now. I actually do need to eat cake. Although when I do take off my shirt, I still look gross.
What would you go with, Virginia, cake frosting or donut cream?
I think I'm going to go cake frosting. Can I get specific on the kind I like?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I like when you get a red velvet cake and it comes with that cream cheese frosting.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So good.
Okay. Bird, what about you?
I'm going to go cake frosting.
You would go cake frosting.
Yeah, my grandma used to make this peanut butter pie.
Oh, yes.
And she'd take the peanut butter stuff she'd make, and she'd also make a cake with it and take that peanut butter and take the frosting and put it on top of that. And I feel like I can taste it now.
Okay.
My memory can taste it.
Yeah.
But my tongue cannot.
Which is better, Little Debbie or Hostess? Which one wins? Hostess is almost kind of like a more moist.
I am a
kind
Hostess.
of cake.
I like Hostess. I love
Yeah.
them both, but I
Right.
love Hostess, man.
They beat Little Debbie,
I like the Hostess cupcake.
Star Crunch, Zebra Cakes, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I love them.
The Nutter Bars.
So, I get it, Fat
Yeah.
Kevin. I get it, but
Okay.
I like Hostess.
Okay, I love the moistness of a good Hostess cake. They are delicious because of the variety. I'm going to go Little Debbie, Virginia.
I'm going to pass. I don't eat my pastry out of cellophane.
Jeez, okay. Wow.
Gosh, such a snack snob.
Okay, strawberry shortcake or banana cream pie? Is that what Denny's been chowing down on?
His strawberry shortcake that he was eating, I've never seen him so happy.
Yeah.
He was eating that thing. That's what he had for dinner.
Wow.
Strawberry shortcake and an apple fritter.
Good for him.
That was his
You're so
dinner.
proud of him, weren't you?
I'd never been prouder.
Yeah.
You finally brought him to the dark side.
I broke him. I did. I turned him.
Which is better, Strawberry shortcake or banana cream pie?
I'm a banana cream pie guy, but I
yeah.
love strawberry shortcake too, but banana cream.
Banana cream. I like the creaminess. Oh, like you get that kind of, ooh.
2J's has a banana cream dream cake. Have you had that?
No.
2J's banana cream dream?
Don't get mad at me. I haven't had it.
I think I'm saying that right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If not, it's an adult movie.
it's the banana
Starring
cake.
the Juicy Daddy.
When you go to 2J's, ask for the banana cake. I'm not sure about the title.
Yeah, we get it. You're mixing your snacks and porn. It's understandable because
It's your two favorite things.
yeah, because both of them, they kind of get you going.
Oh my gosh, this segment's
Yeah,
getting me worked up.
I know, clearly. You're losing yourself in it. Okay, do you have a favorite in there, Virginia?
I think I would go strawberry shortcake.
I figured that.
You know what? I'm gonna go to Publix. I'm gonna buy some and bring it in for you tomorrow. I want you to enjoy what Dennys enjoyed.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Frosted Flakes or Honey Nut Cheerios, which is better?
Frosted Flakes, and I love them with extra sugar.
Okay, with extra sugar.
I do.
Virginia?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
Okay, I go Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Sweetie goodness, you got that in your mouth. You ever do it where you kind of like just slurp the milk back through all those flakes?
It's the one
It's a
food,
fun thing to eat.
It's the one food I have to eat by myself. Cereal, because
You make a lot of slurping noises
the beast,
The carnage.
Oh, it's not fair.
Get away from you. Okay, some fun stuff. Just getting you all amped up there. I always love these kind of hacks, and there is this TikTok doc. Not sure if you want to trust a TikTok doc. His name's Dr. Anthony Young. He's from Detroit.
Is he good looking?
No, he's very handsome.
Okay, I trust him.
Very handsome. He's got body hacks that actually work. Over 2.6 million views so far on the gram and on TikTok. And he's got some interesting things like how to beat nausea or how to drift off to sleep.
Ooh.
Which is kind of interesting here. He says for nausea, you take a sniff of an alcohol swab. According to research, inhaling that isopropyl alcohol, how do you say that?
I don't know how to say it, but I always call it
I've never heard it.
isopropyl.
Yeah, how do you say it? Is it
I don't know how
I've
you
never
say
heard
it.
it pronounced anywhere, but it's always on the bottle, and I always do my own thing. Isopropyl is like isopropyl. I don't know. What is that?
Isopropyl.
Well, it's the main ingredient used in alcohol swabs, and it's clinically proven to reduce the symptoms of mild to moderate nausea and vomiting.
I'll tell you what I do.
Did you ever know that?
I hold my breath and then I squat down like a catcher, and it helps me with nausea.
Really?
Hold a deep breath, hold it real hard, then squat down immediately, and it does. It
And
helps.
pull yourself.
That might help though.
Yeah. He says to drift off to sleep naturally, eat peanut butter.
Really?
Done. I got some right here.
I love peanut butter.
Give me some peanut butter and pair that with the dirt. I'll be out by 2 seconds.
Saying eating a spoonful of peanut butter before bedtime will decrease the amount of time that it takes you to fall asleep because it contains I think he's just trying to mess me up with all these names. Tryptophan. Oh, tryptophan. Okay.
Oh, we had that's from the
yeah.
turkey.
Yeah, which is a natural dietetic hypnotic tryptophan.
Will peanut butter cups work?
I guess maybe if it has the tryptophan. I didn't even know that peanut butter had that.
I didn't
Have you
either.
ever eaten like a peanut butter sandwich and then gotten sleepy?
Uncrustables can definitely make you tired.
Well, you ate 17 of them.
That's a good point.
Okay. This is one that I've seen before, but it's a good little hack. If you ever get stressed, here's how you beat it. In fact, I think they teach this to soldiers in battle. You inhale for 4, exhale for 8. They say that when your body's in a state of relaxation, you tend to breathe more deeply. However, anytime you feel stress or anxiety, you naturally start to take more shallow breaths. And so it forces you to take long inhales and exhale that can help trick your mind into thinking that it's more relaxed than it really is. So you inhale for 4, exhale for 8. It's just trying to get to a state of deeper breaths to knock out your stress.
Huh.
For me, I prefer a shot, but whatever works.
Tequila.
It takes less time, first of all, and then it kicks right in. You can sit down. No breathing's required.
Yes. And you ever get dead arm?
Yes.
Okay, if you get dead arm, the hack is apparently what you do, it's a dead limb, they say, is caused when pressure is applied to the nerves, preventing them from transmitting their usual impulses, resulting in feelings of numbness, and then lead to a tingling sensation as the feeling returns to the limb. So shaking your head from side to side helps to relax your neck, removing pressure on the nerves, which helps them to restore feeling to your arm.
Okay, because I wake up with dead arm a lot. I'll sleep on my arm and then
shake your head from side to side to relieve the dead arm.
Have you ever had that where your arm is so dead and so numb, you are moving it around in the air, but you can't feel it? And
I think you got that from tugging it too much.
No, I don't think so. My arms are very strong from that, actually. I would say I've got longevity from masturbating.
Gives you power.
Yeah, I just think it's conditioned.
Okay, well, it's good to know. So there you go. Maybe you've learned something. Coming up here, we've got the After the Show podcast. You get more KVJ, unrated. You can watch it on YouTube Live, on demand, or get it on our free 97.9 WRMF app. You can stream us live during the show. You can leave us messages, and you can also get our podcast, the regular show, and then the bonus after the show right on the app. And you can go right there with the app cash code. You're going to get 4 more today, and that could mean $1,000 for you, like Debbie, Heath, and Jupiter, who we just talked to, won $1,000. So, all right. So that is all going to be going down. Before we get to it, though, Jbird is going to drop a thought on you here today, hot and fresh.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Learn from the mistake of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes, okay.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.